Let's recording in progress. So we're not Vangate Chronicles. What am I talking about? I'm mind in the wrong place. We are Vampire the Masquerade London, episode 59. How about that? So, yeah, okay. So you're saying Bishop wants to go looking for the doctor. Is that correct? I have to get you to. Are you on mute?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I want to find the doctor.
You're going to find the doctor. Well, where is the doctor to be found? Is my next question, old Luke.
I guess what happened last game. I wasn't here.
You weren't here?
I mean, I'd probably be. I guess are we still sort of like hiding? Because I know there was a whole thing where we were being sort of escorted out and in sort of like secrecy and stuff like that. I don't know whether we're like back to just running around the streets as normal or
right. Well, okay. So the situation is, first of all, I decided that you and Ronnie went off to do Malkavian stuff.
Yeah.
Right. Which was kind of fair enough and probably pretty realistic. So that's what you've been up to. I don't know what that Malkavian stuff is exactly, but we can talk about it, or you can decide. However, the city is under lockdown. There is a martial law has been imposed.
Okay.
So there's checkpoints everywhere. But what you and the team have now have got us MI5 badges. Everybody's got MI5 badges. So you'll need to come up with a name and kind of legend.
Unit 1, we've already done that.
I'm talking about each person has to have like a name. You can't go around calling yourself, I'm Agent Phoenix, because that's not a name.
I guess I better come up with
because he'd be in the wrong game.
Insane name.
Right.
Just John Rambo.
John Rambo. Yeah, I don't think that's going to fly.
Yeah,
I
think of something.
I think I had one, but I can't remember what it was.
Well,
something simple. It was something simple. I'm like, it had Smith in it. It had Smith in it.
Smith.
But it wasn't John Smith. It was
just J. Smith.
J. Smith.
That was like the most common initial and last name in England, I think, is J. Smith.
J. Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
It could be like Jack Smith or something.
Yeah.
Jack Smith would be simple.
So is that for you, or for you suggesting Barry takes it?
Bishop can have that.
Bishop.
I got to think of a bit of a quirky one.
Quirky one. All right. Well, we can go Smith for you if you like, Barry.
Jack Smith.
All right. Just gonna go to your notes.
Okay.
FBI, not FBI. MI5.
MI5.
Agent Joe Smith.
Joe Smith.
Right.
Okay, that's good.
And you each have an MI5 serial number as well.
Yeah.
And this gives you low-level secret clearance, basically. Low-level clearances on high-security stuff. You don't have access to high-level national secrets, national security secrets, or anything like that. But, enough to get past checkpoints. You can override local police.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. Is like
that's all he wants.
Right. Basically, if the cops turn up, you can wave your badge around, and they can make a phone call, and they can find out that
we're real. Yeah.
Actually, MI5 agents, and they'll leave you alone at that point. In fact, they'll even take a certain amount of orders, and as long as they don't contradict their orders.
Yeah.
And as long as they don't take off too many of their resources, like.
Yeah.
If you're like, can you give me a lift from here to the airport? They'll be okay. If you say, I need 20 helicopters to converge on this location, they'll be like, no.
Yep. Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, that being said, you could potentially go to their superior officers and talk to them, but then they start asking questions. Now, this is all connected through a vampire named Hans Berkova. Hans Berkova is one of Ivanovich's childer.
Yeah, Hans Berkova.
Okay, so keep that in mind. Hans Berkova can usually be found at Thames House, which is oddly enough next to the Thames and not very far from Tower Bridge.
Yeah, I've actually seen Tim's house.
Right.
Yep.
And it features heavily in the TV show MI5, which
Yep.
I have watched all the way through because I am that kind of masochist.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Cool. So you are going to look for the doctor.
The phone call.
Got his phone, yeah. So, okay, so Dr. Shipman. Let's call it a new night. So this is a day, at least 1 or 2 days after the last episode has occurred. And the doctor has been away doing stuff. And I suppose, what do you sort of think? What sort of thing do you think he's been doing with Ronnie? That's going to suggest
probably funny hospital stuff.
Hospital stuff, gangster stuff, hospital gangster stuff.
I think I'd probably be doing that sort of sadistic hospital shit with Ronnie, to be honest.
Right.
Letting him
as we know,
experiment.
Ronnie brings out the worst in you, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. When he's around, your Malkavian brain goes very Malkavian.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, even Ronnie has.
I don't know if he'd want to like introduce me into more of his side of things as well. I don't know if he trusts me enough to do that at this point.
Yeah, I think that Ronnie wants to. The thing is, he is a practical person at the end of the day, despite his, various quirks. And he does certainly have a vicious streak, but he also has an honorable streak. He sees himself as an honorable man, and he sees his people that are part of his family as. You're either in or out. There's no in between. There's no. You know how this works. So, yeah. So he at the moment you're in, and
I think maybe he would want me to do similar work that Bishop was getting me to do,
right.
medical wise for his, I guess, the gangsters and stuff like that.
Here's what I reckon might have happened. What if you guys went to the hospital and you were like, okay, here's something you can play with. Let's try this. I guess you're sort of mostly trying to please him. And so you spend some time doing some sadistic hospital shit, and then he's like, look, I want to talk to you, kind of thing. And he's like, how can we get to the roof of this place? And you go up onto the roof of the hospital and looking out at the city, and he starts talking about the good old days and his brother and so on. And he starts sort of saying things like, you remind me of my brother sometimes. And, now that you're part of the family, you're going to need to step up and do things that are, part of the family. And I'm going to need you to help me organize stuff. We need multiple sources of income in case any one of our income streams crashed, and we've had some trouble with this thing, and this thing's gone wrong, and the blah blah blah, the Italians have come in and smashed this income stream, and we're in a war with them, and we need to diversify, especially if it's kind of legally diversifying, and I need some opportunities. Maybe if you can think of a way we can make money out of hospitals and medical equipment, medical supplies, anything medical related that you might have access to.
I'm not sure if the UK does this, but I know that the US buys plasma from blood.
Right.
And I think it's actually quite worth a lot of money.
Right.
So we could potentially siphon plasma out of coma patients in the hospital and sell their plasma.
Right. Curiously enough, I think was that an idea that I suggested to you, or because I remember talking about coma patients was it with you or not?
I think there was something around like traveling patients or something. I think that was Bishop, the character for Barry. Barry, we can't hear you.
Well, here's what's going to happen in this session is one of Barry's characters. I don't think it's Bishop. I don't know who's going to do it. How you want to orchestrate this, but Barry's got a character in Chicago that's doing this, and he wants to franchise it.
Well, there we go.
So that was the thought. Was maybe we could hook up Bishop whichever character. It's Chase, isn't it? In
Yeah, Chase in Chicago, who's
Chicago's doing it.
he's actually doing it. And then he had because him and Bishop talk, they talk because they're all friends. So it makes sense that he says, "Oh, how about making it a franchise?"
Yeah, I think that's probably a good idea.
And
I definitely have the means to do it. So, yeah.
so
What if Ronnie has heard about this, so that. Well, I mean, I guess.
So what does Chase do? Is he a doctor as well, or is he
No, Chase is a helicopter pilot, actually.
Oh, okay.
But
Like
he
a
was-
rescue helicopter.
he was clever enough to figure it out in his brain.
He's an ex-Vietnam gunship pilot, actually.
Well, yeah, I mean, who better to hook up with a franchise than a person who essentially has domination over a hospital in a way.
Well, this is the thing. I mean, as far as as far as vampire or gangster businesses go, it's not like he's not really in a position to charge you for the idea. Beyond the idea is free. It's just a matter of can you how do we get the idea to your character in a way that's realistic and doesn't.
Well, he would have told Bishop.
Right.
And Bishop would think, well, you could do that here as well. I know a guy who's an actual doctor who will have contact because he knows that the Malkavians have access to a hospital.
Why don't we set up a meeting with Chase and?
That's what was thinking of doing. Yeah, that's why I'm looking for him.
All right. Does that work for you, Dr. Shipman?
Yeah.
Damn.
Okay. All right. Well,
So look up the the cost of plasma.
Right.
Okay, I'll get
Chase
in touch with him by phone. I got his number, eh?
Yeah. I mean, Chase. Let's say that one way or another, Chase finds out that there is this doctor in London who's does this stuff, blah blah blah. You know what? It might be Vincent in Chicago that suggests this to Chase, because Vincent in Chicago was a member of the Order of Mars, and so he will know about Dr. Shipman. Can't hear you. You're on mute.
All right then. All right.
So if it was Vincent's idea to hook the two up, and then he says, "Hey Chase, I want you to meet this person that I know from London."
Yeah.
What's a good place to meet? It could be in London, or it could be in Chicago. Probably let's keep it to London, unless you want to, for a good reason, if you've got any other reasons or ideas about where else you might want to hold this meeting.
Well, Chase might think, oh, okay, if you want me to meet that guy,
It looks like as well that hospitals do ship blood overseas and things like that.
They do, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'll do is, oh no, that would take too long. If he came to London, it would take too long.
No.
That's why I'm saying do it through Bishop, because then Bishop can suggest it to those two.
Right.
After having it suggested to him by Chase.
Okay.
And then they can actually.
Chase doesn't need to know about Dr. Shipman doing this at all. Actually.
No, but he can. Well, like I did, I thought of the idea because it would work well for the doc.
Yeah.
So maybe Chase just happened to mention he knew an actual doctor, and now he's going to pass it on to the actual doctor to see if it can be done here.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then let's just set up a meeting between Bishop and the doctor, if that works better. I don't really care. I just want to get the role playing on.
I think also I would probably then start to try and become like a surgeon that gets pulled around all the hospitals in London,
right,
or even England, so then I can then start collecting from all the hospitals.
Right. Yep. No, that makes sense. Yeah. Now, I suspect. Well, I'm just going to let you find out. To be honest, actually, probably a better way. Okay, so at this point, you hang out with Ronnie on the rooftops. Ronnie wants you to be a bit more active as part of the business. He calls it the business. And he wants some suggestions from you about how you want to, increase productivity and whether you can do things that will assist him. And he suggests to you that there are private hospitals and so on. He wants you to tap into their income streams, and that if you've got ideas about how that might occur, like out of game, I've got some ideas about how I think that should occur, but I'm gonna let you come up with your own ideas because no doubt you'll surprise me.
I mean, we could set up our own private practice.
Right.
But I guess that would.
Well, so
Yeah.
Ronnie's going to say to you, well, the thing is, if you set up your own private practice, you're going to have to invest a lot of your own money into that. And also, you're going to have some kind of visibility amongst the community as an actual mortal person with a tax number and all of that sort of thing. Whereas my personal approach is to have a bit more of a hands-off kind of approach to it. You might have a ghoul or a retainer or just simply someone that you visit once in a while and you point a gun at their head and say, you fucking do it, and you put the money in this bank account once a week, or I'm going to pay you a little visit.
Yeah, we can scout out the private practices and find out who their top earner is, and then we can build them.
Pharmaceuticals, there's another one for you, right?
Oh yeah, that would probably actually be better. Yeah, if we can get into the pharmaceuticals, then yeah, that's probably a better idea. Way more.
But you see, if we can find a way in which we could use your persuasion and your kind of what do you call it, your influence, if you like, on businesses that will affect our more specialized clientele, the sorts of clientele that you might be able to strong arm them for more something like a boon. We don't care so much about the money when it comes to the Ventrue of the city. You see, Ventrue, for example, have very specific tastes, and if you can find a way of providing them with something that's going to satisfy their very specific tastes, then you might be able to get more from them in less, what you might call intangibles.
Do we know if any of the Ventrues have, an opiate addiction or anything like that?
Well, that's an interesting question and something that we most certainly should look into.
Could probably get the Nosferatu to find that out. If we want them to know that we're looking into that.
Indeed. And so on, you guys have this conversation, and then I'm going to roll you over to Barry's phone call.
Okay.
So where are you when he makes this phone call?
I'm actually I've left the airport, and I'm just quietly finding a place near the Thames to sit down and have a little peace.
A little peace, all right. And where is the doctor?
Remember, I went for a walk because I was too steamed up.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'm interested to know where the doctor is, because I'm thinking after this meeting I want to kind of separate it a bit in time from this meeting with Ronnie, so that it's not such a coincidence that he was just talking about business and lo and behold, you get this phone call about business. So maybe the next day.
Yeah, it is.
Dr. Shipman, what would you be doing? You might be
I think I'd probably be going through the hospital registers for the suppliers of pharmaceuticals and see who like the main ones are, or if there are ones that are less, that provide less but they provide more, I guess, addictive substances, things like that.
Right. Okay. Well, out of game, if you want to make me a list of hospital names or companies, and that they could be real or made up, I don't care.
Yeah.
And or any NPC names that you want to throw in there, the better for me. It makes my life easier.
Yeah.
I will use them to the best of my ability. Okay. So while you're doing that, the phone rings.
I pick up.
Hey, Doc.
Hello.
How you doing?
Very well, thank you. How are you?
It depends. I'm no good at making apologies. Really sticks in my claw to apologize, but I will apologize. And I think I've got a special way of apologising to both you and your sire.
Oh, you don't have to do that. I know how Ronnie is, you know.
Can you meet me at a place with Ronnie?
Yeah.
Where's the
I'll
place you two would like to meet where we could have a confidential talk?
We can probably meet in the morgue at the hospital.
Oh well, it isn't like I've never been to a mall before.
Yeah, just feel like just like home, you know.
Well, let me know when you can arrange it, and I'll be right there.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll call Ronnie.
Okay. I'll be waiting.
You get Ronnie's voicemail, and he says, if I don't pick up, text me.
Okay, well, I'll text him and say Bishop wants to apologize.
He sends you a love heart, and then he says, "What, in person?
Yes, in person.
When and where?"
Whenever you are free.
Oh,
It's WEN.
I can be free now.
Meet at what? How do I? Meet at the. I was just saying meet at the morgue. I was gonna say like death box.
Meet me at the dead center of town. Yeah.
Yeah, meet me at the corpse room.
Corpse room. Okay. All right. He just sends you an okay. All right. So he says, "On my way."
I'll text Bishop as well because I'm still excited by texting.
He texts us back. Where are the corpse rooms?
Bottom of the hospital. I'll meet you at the front
Which
door.
hospital? There are like hundreds of hospitals.
Would know which hospital, I think, by now. Bishop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's always the same one.
Okay. See you there. He texts us.
All right, cool. On that note, where's my playlist? Okay. Okay, so you get to the hospital anyway, and you go down into the morgue, and Bishop, you probably get there first. All right, and
Went by bike.
All right, so you go by bike, and I assume the doctor meets you on the way in. You have to.
Yeah, I'd be at the front.
Be at the front, okay. And Dr. Shipman, maybe, I don't know whether it would occur to you or whether you care or not, but it could be useful to have a retainer here who could do things like that, meet people and bring them to locations in the hospital. But unless you prefer doing all these things yourself, hands-on kind of guy.
Yeah, I think I prefer doing it myself because I think it makes me seem not present, but hardworking.
Right.
Like people see me and they know that I work here and I don't just appear every now and then,
Right. Every time you're seen there, we all know that Dr. Shipman's doing a shift tonight. Right.
Yeah, exactly.
He's earning his pay, even though he does. Does he collect a pay? Does he collect a pay?
No.
No? Okay.
Nah.
All right. Very well. And he doesn't have a house or anything at this point, does he?
I think there was talks about it, but I kind of I think that was when he was sane. Well, more sane. It's not so much anymore, so he sleeps he's come back to the morgue.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay, so anyway, you're out in the emergency room or something when our friend Bishop comes walking in.
Yeah, I'm just gonna not say anything and just walk up and start ushering to come with me.
All right. Well, you will both have
Actually, no.
Yeah.
I'm going to pull up a wheelchair.
Okay.
Tell you to sit in the wheelchair. Sit in the wheelchair, Bishop.
Oh, he's game. He's game.
You're being rushed to emergency.
Yeah.
Great.
He's game.
Great, that is excellent. Okay, so you push him through the hospital in a wheelchair. All right, and you get into the elevator, and oh, where are my hard dice? They're all hiding. I've been running games out on the fly, out in real life, and so I put all my...
Yeah, Doc. Doc,
Hello.
that
Are
nurse
you
looks...
doing okay, Bishop?
Yeah, that nurse looks delicious.
Well, I mean,
Is she one of yours?
no, but could probably try. You know, you're in a wheelchair.
Yeah,
To get some sympathy.
Not now, though. Not now.
Yeah, maybe not now.
Got to keep these things
We
in
probably
mind.
shouldn't have, unless I don't know. Maybe if you walk out of here in not a wheelchair, I'd look like a miracle worker. You know, second coming of Jesus.
Anything's a possibility. I wouldn't mind making you look good, Doc. Okay.
Okay, so you get him into the elevator, and after a few minutes, you get rid of all the people in the elevator. They get off on their different floors, and you head down to the morgue. And you wheel them down there, and as you approach the entrance to the morgue, you see a figure in a long white gown. Looks a lot like a doctor with a stethoscope over his shoulder, but it is Ronnie. Wow, I wondered how long it'd take you to get here.
Oh, he's heavy. It's hard to push this wheelchair.
I see. You all right there, Mr. Bishop?
Oh, I'm fine. I'm fine, thank you for asking.
Don't worry, we'll get you back to walking and back in order in no time.
Well, where are we going to have this conversation?
Pushes the doors open to the morgue. After you, Doctor.
Yeah, I'll push Bishop in, and I'll say, Ronnie, just pull the bolts across when you come through.
I will do that, Doctor. Closes the doors behind him, locks the door, shuts it down. Where's the lights in here, by the way? Oh, that's right, over here. Turns on. It's a bit dark, isn't it? Wait a minute. Oh, now it's a bit too light. Oh, we need something in the middle. I'll turn these ones off and put these ones on, I think. Yes, that's more like it.
Should get some dimmers in here, you know.
Dim.
Make it a bit romantic.
Not too bright. Not too bright. Yes, romantic, isn't it? Well, what do these do? He picks up some sort of surgical tool for doing, I don't know.
Autopsy, probably.
Yeah.
Bone saw or a...
Saws and hooks and things. And yeah. Well, he puts it back down again. So, Bishop, I understand that you called this meeting.
Yes, I did. Now, I'm going to tell you a little story first by way of an apology for my behaviour.
Oh, well, that's unexpected and unrequired, I might add.
From what I've heard, you're a pretty important man.
Well,
someone who shouldn't be stepped on or treated like an idiot.
I also probably should apologise myself. I have also done a little research since last we met, and you are just protecting the interests of your clan, which I understand. You know, I don't want to step over any clan lines and piss anyone off.
Yeah, well, I don't want to piss you off either.
Well, seems we have a mutual interest in that case then.
Right. Now, by way of an apology, I have something for the two of you, an idea that you can think about.
An idea?
A friend of mine in America has come up with the idea, you know how the blood is not so fresh when you need it sometimes?
Oh, sometimes that does happen, yes. I have been in those sort of situations myself.
Well, it depends on your moral standpoints as well, because you might say this is just a teeny weeny little bit immoral.
Well, yes, all right. Go on then.
By way of coma patients.
He looks over at you, Dr. Shipman. Is he talking sense?
I mean, there are coma patients here. and regular patients can be put into comas.
So Ronnie jumps up on one of the benches and sits on the silver shiny bench. Well, I'd like to hear some more about this and how it might work. What exactly are you talking about?
You know how
Who's ringing a bell?
I don't.
The things that happen.
Sounds like a toast or something.
Right.
Okay, Kathy's TV stopped going. Okay, he's got it worked out this way. Blood by bags is not nearly as effective as straight out blood, correct, Doctor?
I think they have I think depending on how they're preserved, blood bags can be stored for 2 months, I think. But I mean, as a vampire, it's probably better to drink straight from the vein.
Yes.
So
but
pause for a moment at a game. There are very specific rules, especially in V5, which we're transitioning to, about this, which basically say that blood, because first of all, they strip the plasma out. And so if they've done that, if it's processed blood, it's useless. It's completely useless, except for very specific vampires who have very specific needs. It could be used by them, and even then, it's not that effective. But it's even like fresh blood taken from a person, if it's cold, it's like it has like half the efficiency or less, and it just gets worse the older it is, and it tastes bad too. So, with that cleared up, please continue.
okay, so he has figured out that you use that blood to go into the human being, and then you
Feed off the human
being. And with coma patients, if you're clever enough, you can transport them to different places at different times in different means, like ambulances or helicopters or medical helicopters or medical planes or medical anythings.
He looks back over at you again, Doctor. Well, sounds all right in theory, doesn't it?
So what do you want us to do, Bishop?
Well, the Malkavians have access to hospitals and patients. What he's literally doing is he is making hospitals that specifically work on coma patients. He's adding to hospitals a special unit that works on coma patients.
So like a coma.
It's like a rest home for coma patients.
Yeah.
Like a hospice.
Yeah. And he's letting some of the coma patients, of course, get well if they do, because then nobody gets suspicious.
Right, but you can always keep them there for a couple extra weeks if required.
Yeah.
You could induce comas in patients that didn't necessarily have comas to begin with.
That is true, and sometimes comas are induced, aren't they, Doctor?
Yep, that's true.
So
what you're suggesting is there is let's call it a hospice. A hospice is set up and it gets promoted as like the world's leading coma patient treatment care facility.
You could actually legally or really do that. Study coma patients.
And then we ship coma patients over to this facility.
Yes.
Would you need a facility? Oh, you mean ship present coma patients to this facility? And coma patients for all around Europe could come here, in fact, couldn't they? For that. And then when somebody desperately suddenly needed some vitae from somewhere, we'd fly them out or drive it out. A couple of patients in an ambulance, perhaps. 2 or 3 at a time.
Yeah.
or one at a time, whatever you like, however it works.
The question is we know how this benefits our kind physically. I don't think we can make any real money from it, can we?
Places buy blood. So we could make money by selling blood to blood banks.
Okay.
So that seems like a bit of a side business to me. See, what the real value is here, Mr. Bishop, if you don't mind me intruding on your argument here, your discussion.
No, this is why we brought you in, Ronnie, because you've got the knowledge of years. You know how vampire world works.
What I've discovered in my time as a kindred is that, unlike my life before that, running the business, where I felt that money was power, now I've come to realize that, in fact, favors, boons are power. Money helps, but having a Ventru owe you a favor is a lot more valuable than $1 million can buy you, because a Ventru, of course, will have $1 million anyway. If you need something from the prince, and that one time when the prince desperately needed Vitae because of that Sabbat incursion, and you were the one to supply it to them, they're going to remember that. So you could provide a free service to the city in return for, well, whatever it is that you think you can manage to get out of the Primogen Council. I can't hear you.
We could also pump some of these select coma patients full of drugs.
Why, yes, you could provide them to the Toreadors, couldn't you? They'd love that, wouldn't they? Imagine their parties. How would their parties go off if you managed to turn up with a, someone who's already, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, so you two, you two give that some thought, and there's my gift.
Well, here's my question to you, Bishop, speaking of boons and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
What is it that you require in return for this franchise?
It's his apology, Ronnie. He doesn't want anything else. Isn't that right, Bishop?
Is that right, Bishop? He jumps up off the chair and puts on his glasses.
I might need help.
Do that part.
I might need help.
You might need help. What sort of help might you need? Are you talking about now or in the future?
Well, I've got to reconstruct things, so at some stage I might need your help. I might need tools. I might need engineers. I might need I might need to hide somebody in the hospital at some stage.
Right.
I might need bodies disposed of, that sort of thing.
Right. I see.
Okay, that kind of thing.
Well, I'm sure Dr. Shipman will be able to assist you with all of those things.
Yeah. That's what I figured. But, you just don't assume that you're automatically going to get it. You got to give something to get it.
Yeah, no, that makes a certain amount of sense there, Mr. Bishop. What do I call you? Can't really call you Mr. Bishop. That's a bit strange, isn't it? Bishop. I'll call you Mr. something. It's only respectful, isn't it?
Just call me Bishop. We're friends, I hope.
Well, I never like to be presumptuous,
Well, you're not being presumptuous. We're business partners now.
Wow.
If you want to take this gift.
So it's a gift that comes as business partners, is it? I see.
Like you just said, sometime I'll need help in some direction, and I'll ask if you can provide it. You might not be able to.
Out of game, I guess with the franchise, is the side in Chicago going to want a supply of coma patients, like shipped over?
Oh, he's got it worked out over there. He's going to little hospitals and building them up all over.
Okay, because I guess I have the benefit of being able to put people into into comas, just in a hospital. Yeah,
Right.
But he
I guess
might,
that could be an option as well if needed. But yeah,
Yeah, that's not a bad option. I mean, sometimes you run dry, and imagine. Well, I mean, okay, take for example, right now in London, there have been a lot of casualties recently. Planes have fallen out of the sky, buildings have been blown up, all sorts of shit's been going on. Martial law. There's a lot of people in hospital right now. The hospital is actually overrun. Um, Definitely not a quiet place right now.
do a service to the hospitals.
yeah,
Right.
and also, he might he might need you to go to Chicago to talk him through the medical side, what he needs amongst the medical people.
Yep. Are there preferred blood types of vampires of humans?
What you will end up with in V5 is you have these four humors.
Be back in a minute, guys.
Right. So the have you don't have a copy of V5, do you? Have you
I do. I just bought one. Yeah.
You do? Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so
The
let's
Camarilla book as well.
excellent. Okay, so if looking at that, let me see if I can find this. Tell you what page it's on even, or you can go through the index, see who gets there first. Um, do, do, do. Um, Hunger, dangers to the blood.
I guess I'm just thinking as well, it doesn't have to just be coma victims. It can be people that I've lobotomized.
Absolutely, yes, that's
So
right.
if there are particular humans with the certain best blood type, we lobotomize them.
Well, the other thing is to keep in mind, like, how do you transport them, right? Um,
Yeah, yeah, we kind of need to secure like a emergency.
you could lobotomize them, induce a coma, and then amputate all their limbs so they fit into a smaller body.
Well, I mean, if you lobotomize them, and then this, I don't know if in the American side of things,
Yeah.
I don't know whether any vampires would will get any sick pleasures out of feeding off someone that looked like they were still conscious rather than
Absolutely. I'm 100% sure that's a thing.
yeah.
100% sure. I mean, in fact, I reckon Ronnie would probably go for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Um,
Okay, so V5 blood resonance types.
yes, resonance. That's exactly
Blood
it.
resonance.
So, because I mean, the sooner we start using these rules, the better.
So choleric,
Yeah, 226.
melancholic, phlegmatic, sanguine.
Yeah. And they have an effect on your disciplines.
So intense temperament increases a discipline. Oh, okay. This would actually be quite lucrative.
Right, right. It could be very lucrative. I mean,
Well balanced temperament brings no closer advantages. Fleeting temperament.
and if you can find certain people that have, there's a, what are
So
they?
there's the blood resonance, and that provides
And then you get
different
this,
effects to different things
right, right.
and provides different emotions.
Now imagine how that could work for the order.
Yeah,
Like,
okay. This is pretty pretty good thing to set up then. If
right.
you can start bottling different blood types. Well,
And also,
bottling is in keeping them in coma victims.
if you've got access to a large quantity of a particular type or all types, you're like, okay, we're doing this thing and we're going to need to use these disciplines. Here's some bottles of, or here's a vessel that will give you this. If
Yeah.
you see the dyscrasias, this whole business about a dyscrasia, these are certain vessels that have an acute temperament, yeah, and they have like an even more intense resonance, and they're worth more than just the average thing, because you can induce a resonance in a victim or a person without too much trouble. You might be able to induce one or the other resonance, but getting one that actually has this dyscrasic effect.
Well, yeah, I guess it would be like, what resonance can you get if you lobotomize someone instead?
Right. You probably. I think if they're lobotomized, you end up with
Probably,
probably melancholy.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. I guess we would. I mean, geez, could you just get ghouls to do this, to be
Uh,
that sort of test subject, and then just feed them blood all the time, and then they would want to do it, I guess.
when you say, sorry, can you explain this a little bit more?
So, like, thinking in terms of having this place that's just full of people put in comas so they can't do anything about it,
Right.
versus, say, recruiting ghouls or people that you ghoul to provide, or I guess if they're able to have their blood sort of resonance and emotions and whatnot manipulated,
Right.
if that's their, I don't know if you can do that, but that could be something else to do.
Well, ghouling, I mean, the thing is with ghouling,
I guess they've got vampire blood in them then, isn't it?
yeah, and it might strongly affect or change your because your resonance might overwhelm their resonances.
Mm,
And it also
true.
become bloodbound to you, so that's going to turn them all into what is it? Is it sanguine? I think probably. Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, something like that. I mean,
I mean, I guess we can also keep people chained up, but might be better to keep them comed. That might be the better thing to do.
yeah. Um, like I've in the game, what is it? Black Swan or whatever what's the name of it? Swan
Is that,
Song. Swan
yeah,
Song.
Swan Song?
There's like um there's a hotel or something. I can't remember what it is. There's a location where they have like that's right. It's a bar, and you can go in there and you can order different people with different types of resonance. You know, but that's just a bar, and I can't imagine that they would have all that many people available at any given time.
Yeah.
Um, and I would imagine even in our setting we would have something like that going on. Different clubs and things would already be doing that to some degree, but you want to be able to have like tons of it available
Yeah.
all the time, and always be able to supply it, even in an emergency, especially in an emergency.
Yeah, exactly.
You could sell insurance to vampires.
Yeah, yeah, boon for access to the comatorium or whatever we want to call it.
If you pay us, $100,000 a year, like the AA,
Yeah.
you join the service, and if you need a call out, you get 3 free call outs a year. Uh,
Uh, I feel like this would drain all my humanity in a way. Yeah.
well, you are switching to the path of Mars, are you not?
Can I switch to the path of Mars if I can't be bloodbound to their ideals, or would I just be dominated into doing it?
Neither. You could
I
switch if
can choose
you
or
could choose.
switch back and forth.
If you believe in the cause, if you believed in the path of Mars itself, I mean, the tenets of the path of Mars basically um, survival, survival of the group, survival of
Yeah, I think that's the thing. Probably a lot of the tenants I would agree with, so I'd probably move to that. Probably
right,
benefit what I'm doing.
right. I mean, the other tenets. So I mean, the tenets that you might occasionally break, and this is where it would be equivalent to humanity, is where you know you wouldn't be allowed to harming a member of the Order of Mars would be against the tenets of the Order of Mars. Doing anything to deceive them or otherwise, unless there was a higher reason, which was to serve Mardon or to serve Mars or to serve the Order in some way, that could be seen as a sin against the path of Mars. Um, on the other hand, what was I going to say about that? Um, yeah, I mean that would basically that would bring you in line with the group and the group's ideals if you switch to that path. Uh,
Yeah, I'd probably do that. Otherwise, all my humanity would probably disappear pretty quickly.
right, and it frees you of humanity and allows you to do other stuff. That being said, the path of Mars is not about, it's not about sadism in and of itself, but it is about, I guess, they want you to find your inner pure true will, if you like. That is to say, whatever it is that you are best at, stripped of social accretions and stripped of social programming and all of that other stuff that layers on top of your personality. You know, if you started off as a blank slate before your parents got involved, before society got involved, who would
Right.
you,
What would you be as a person?
what would you
Right.
naturally turn out like?
Going down to philosophical, moral
Exactly.
alignments and stuff. Yeah.
Exactly. So that's kind of the underlying core of the path of Mars, to get to your true will. So yeah, but I mean, and for the most part, anything that's not sort of too far off humanity might be seen as something of an aberration. But at the same time, you also, I think the path of Mars also encourages you to explore your shadow side, your dark side, your subconscious, your, you know, all of that stuff, all of that Jungian stuff as well. So that you can know yourself, not in order to be a bastard, but in order to know the limits of your own personality and your being as a whole. To know the nature and powers of your being, is one of their first kind of requirements. So, you know, that might, if that all sings for him, then
Yeah, I think so.
okay. Okay, well, that's cool. That will definitely help us align all of our characters. And it also occurred to me, I've been thinking about this, like, you know, why is Bishop, why is he chosen in the path of Mars? Why is he there? What's his place in all of this? And it occurs to me that, what nobody else knows at this point, maybe not even Shipman, not Bishop, I'm talking about Shipman, is that during Gehenna, it has been foreseen by Uther's prophecy that somehow Shipman is going to be key to some event that's going to happen in the future, and his Malkavianness is going to be somehow crucial to them, to their survival, and so they know this. They don't know how or why necessarily, and then so there's sort of a certain amount of questioning going on within the order about why are we keeping this lunatic on our books, you know, and other people are like, why don't we just put him on hold until we need him, and so on and so forth. But Uther's very specific about, no, we need to keep him awake, alive, and part of the journey, because I think out of game, I think that the effects that he has on the party tests them, that he is an obstacle to them as well, and so they need,
Yeah.
it pushes their buttons and it pisses them off sometimes, but they're also learning to tolerate these things and find ways around them. You know, so it all kind of works in the end.
Yeah, I think so.
But it works. Cool. All right. So, very good. So back
Yeah, I
to
think it's a good business opportunity there, Bishop. But I forget you needed something.
Yep. I'm glad that you think so.
right. Well, without further ado, I might have to go and do a few other things. So I'll leave you two lovebirds to it. Mind if I take this, by the way? He picks up the bone saw and heads for the door.
Yes, strong, long movements. Strong, long movements.
Strong, long movements. I'll keep that in mind.
Yes,
Right, and he
not short one.
he waltzes out through the, unlocks the door and waltzes out with the bone saw in one hand. Disappears down the hallway, leaving the two of you in the morgue.
You want to do a surgery, Bishop? Or you could watch me.
No, I've seen enough surgery in my time.
I'm very good.
All right. Let's see just how good you are.
All right.
Okay, I'll fetch Bishop some scrubs and I'll go and see if there's any surgeries happening.
All right. Let's get you to roll a d10. And a 10 is going to be like, what is the like your most specialist surgery type thing? Like, what are you a specialist at? I mean, because you get different types of surgeons, right?
I I think I actually got a 10. I got a 10.
You got a 10? Wow. Okay, so what's
I've never thought about what I've kind of
is he a field surgeon, a combat surgeon, a brain surgeon, a
yeah, because I was kind of thinking like a very sort of proficient all-rounder, but I think it probably would make more sense for him, his top thing to be like brain surgery,
right?
like neurology and things like that.
So he's like
Yeah.
Doctor Strange.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right. Cool. That could be his nickname, actually. I'm imagining some of
Doctor Strange.
the NPCs might have given him that nickname.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's brain surgery then. All right, so
Yeah.
Bishop, you get taken to see this brain surgery occur. Um, and let's get Dr. Shipman's um, medicine and dexterity, but you would have specialization in this, so that will give you an extra dice. Let me get my. Surely more than one dice.
Yeah, I've never looked into specialization.
Okay, so let me see. Dr. Shipman, tell you how many dice you should be throwing for this. So your dexterity is actually really low for a surgeon, for a
I
brain.
know.
Is that on
I
purpose?
think it's on purpose, yeah.
On purpose? Okay.
Yeah.
All
But
right.
like the fumbling type thing, because I think he, in a weird way, gets enjoyment out of failing.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So all right, so you get 2 for that, and then medicine you've got 4, so that would give you 6 dice, plus a 7th dice for brain surgery as a specialty.
I think there's a button, right, that you click. Do you click that tick box next to the dice roll? I think is that how you do specialization?
That's not how I do it. I don't know if there is a way to do that.
Because
Maybe.
I know when Charlie rolls hers, there's like a title that comes up above her rolls that says rolling with specialization.
Oh, really?
It might be that. I mean, we can see what happens.
Yeah, try it. Let's just have a go.
Oh wait, it's actually now popped up. Wait, never mind. Okay, let's see what happens. Yeah, see with specialization, 3 successes.
3 successes.
So what does it do?
So
2 plus 4 plus 0.
2 plus 4 plus 0.
Yeah, I'll have to ask her how it works.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how it works. Roll 20 is still a mystery to me, to be honest.
Yeah, there's certain things that it's like, oh, okay, what is this?
Care mostly about the story and the lore.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
mechanics are there to support us in that.
I guess I rolled a 3, so that's
Yeah,
good.
that's not bad. Okay, so I mean, all right, considering what it is that you're doing, yeah, so you 2 or 3 successes, that's pretty damn good. And it is a successful brain surgery.
I'll also be asking Bishop during it, like, do you want to poke the brain when the skull's over? You want to poke the brain?
What about what? How do you deal with the nurses and what have you, who might well be kind of off?
Oh, I guess I should probably try and dominate them during that. And if that doesn't succeed, I wouldn't say poke the brain, or I might do just to be cheeky, but not let him.
Oh, okay. Well, why don't we do a dominate check? That would be the
Manipulation leadership.
Yeah.
Normally, doctors have a team,
Yeah, for sure.
especially the specialized ones.
Right. Right. So you probably wouldn't be working.
3.
Okay. Well, I think that you can dominate the team into accepting pretty much anything you want.
Yeah, I mean, it's up to Bishop whether he pokes the brain.
All right. Bishop poke the brain.
He actually would like to see what part of the body, if he pokes it, does it make it move?
Yeah, I'll probably point to. I can
Right.
probably point to that part. Maybe I don't know if the brain can do that, but I'll
Yeah.
tell him poke this part.
Yeah, I do.
I know that they can induce like electrical charges into different.
Yeah. I think though I would tell him to poke this part. And then can we dice roll to see if it does do anything?
Yeah, sure. You can make another surgery check the way that you did a minute ago.
Okay.
I'm seeing
3 again. I'm just rolling threes.
3 successes. Okay, yeah, okay. So you poke this poor old lady's brain, and her leg starts kicking, as anticipated by.
I'll tell the nurses to laugh as well.
they chuckle. Do you happen to have forgetful mind?
I do, yeah.
Okay, so would you use that at the end of the session on everybody?
I think so, yeah. I'd probably rewrite, yeah. It's Forgetful Mind's like rewriting memories, right?
Yeah.
I think that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd probably do that as well.
Right, so you can get them to forget memories, and you can implant memories and
Yeah.
memories. Okay, so let's do a forgetful mind check to see how well that goes.
Don't use it on me, because
I can't anyway.
I want to remember that I poked the brain.
2 successes. Okay. And I'm just generally using this because it's not exactly a high stakes situation. So, yeah, you get the staff to forget afterwards that they remember that the bishop was there, but as an observer.
Yeah. Probably like what is it when people are watching through? I'd probably make it seem like he was watching through like an observation window,
Right.
rather than actually being in there poking the brain.
He could, if you wanted to, you could find like you've got an inspector badge or something as well. You could give him
like a quality inspector to see if I'm above board or something.
Yeah, right. Like you're having your yearly review.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Okay. All right. So that all goes down, and you finish up your surgery and wash off, and your patient gets taken out, and she goes into recovery. And yeah, so you leave the.
Did you have fun, Bishop?
Oh, look, that was brilliant work.
Oh, thank you. I try
Brilliant
sometimes.
Work. Nice to know you actually can do what your
what comes
badge says. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You going after this?
I guess what's the time?
The time?
Aren't you already at home?
Oh yeah, I mean, I guess what's the time like in game?
In game. Well, I said it was the following night. Let's make it about we'll make it about 2 a.m. now, because I wanted there to be a bit of a gap between the phone call thing. So let's make it late. Yeah, 2.
Oh yeah, I would probably be going to sleep, Bishop. I usually am here if we're not doing anything anyway. I kind of live here. So I would probably ask you what you want to do rather than ask me what I want to do, because it's be here. So,
wow.
But it is late, sort of, I guess.
It does beg the question, why are you doing brain surgery in the middle of the night? But yeah, no.
Yeah, could have been flown in emergency.
I guess they must do this stuff. I mean, you've got all the equipment. You can't just have it not being used at night.
Well, yeah, I guess when we probably started the brain surgery, it would have been hours ago, right? It takes quite a while. Yeah.
So it'd be like a 5-hour surgery.
Yeah. So it's probably super late.
Okay. Yep.
Unless there's something you want to do, Bishop. Otherwise, I'll probably just finish my rounds and then go to bed.
Well, I'm gonna ring up Poison Blade at some point.
Oh, you can do that now if you want.
Yeah. Okay.
Do they
have before I say that, do they actually have connection between the enforcers so they can ring each other?
Mm-mm. Poison Blade operates by himself.
Yeah, no,
He doesn't have a phone. At least not that anybody knows about. You don't even know who he reports to.
no, that's going to be difficult. Okay, who would know where the Nosferatu hang out?
Well,
I know they're under the ground, but
okay, long story short, you can find out about a contact that is one of Garth's contacts. Garth can send you a text message because he's off doing Nosferatu business right now. He sends you a message telling you to get in touch with Winston. And he tells you, he gives you Winston's phone number.
okay. I ring Winston.
All right. After a minute or two, the phone answers. This is Winston. Who calls on this number?
I've been given this number. Winston, my name is Bishop.
I know who you are, Bishop. Enforcer. You are very close to a friend of mine.
Yes. In fact, he gave me the number because I need some information.
So, what is it that you seek?
I seek an audience with...
Stop there. Do not speak the names of our people across this line. Meet with me instead.
All right. Where?
I will have directions sent to you. Expect them to be delivered by hand shortly.
Thank you.
I will send a messenger. The messenger will come upon a motorcycle. They will bring a box. Do not shoot them this time. Click.
Apparently, the Norse are going to send a messenger. Okay.
Oh, what are you asking the Nos?
I'm going to ask a favor of them.
Well, if you can ask them as well if they have any knowledge about any high vampires with some addiction problems or dependencies, that could help with our little business adventure too.
Okay, why don't you come with me and ask the same question?
Yeah, sure. I'm not the most imposing person, but yeah, I'll ask.
All right. Well, so what do you guys do for the next 20 minutes? That's about how long this message is going to take, just out of game. You might be in the middle of something, or...
I could probably teach Bishop some medical skills.
Okay. Would you be interested in that, Bishop? You want to get a dot in medicine?
Yeah, why not?
Why not? All right. Well, I'll give you the first dot for free, assuming that you don't already have a dot. Otherwise, I'll give you a few XP towards your next dot. But first, I must find your character sheet, which is over here. Bishop, Emmanuel Bishop. Oh man, I've got that weird shit where your mouse floats around on the screen, and it's
I think I just had that before for some reason. Weird.
really irritating. Oh my god, come on. It's almost like the batteries are going on the mouse, but I've just changed them very recently, so I'm pretty sure that's not what it is. Oh, here we go. It's better now. Okay. Medicine. That's John Shipman. No wonder he has 5. I want Bishop. Here we go. Bishop has actually got 1 dot in medicine. And I guess
then.
Yeah, XP then. So I'm guessing it's like he's got some field medicine, field medic skills. He knows how to make a splint, stuff like that. He knows how to set a bone, maybe.
I guess, is there anything else that would go into, I don't know, is there like finesse or something?
Yeah, you could definitely, he's like, yeah, that's good, but you can, do this and it will be It will work better if you work it this way. Well, well, well. Who have we been joined by?
Well,
Excellent. I need to make a note. So I'm going to give you 2 XP towards medicine, Bishop. Okay. Very good. Okay, well, you guys are floating around the hospital learning about medicine when now out of game, Sage, this is not the next night, but the night after.
okay.
Okay.
Right.
And in that time, you might have done some stuff. I don't know what you might have done, but there's probably something.
I was supposed to record some music,
Perfect.
etc.
Right. So you've
That's
been,
what I was doing.
etc. And it might be the perfect time for you to call up Bishop and Shipman to find out what they're up to. Just to
Nah. Okay.
So who are you calling out of the 2 of them?
I have no dice on me. I'll go with Shipman.
Okay, so Shipman's phone rings.
Wouldn't have seen that coming.
Didn't see that coming.
Ahoy, ahoy.
I think I have the wrong number. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Wait, is that Dr. Shipman?
Yes, it is.
And
This
not
is
a
my
saver.
number. Do you not have
Oh.
my number saved in your phone?
Well, I never need a doctor, you see. I'm just kidding.
No, you can
I
call
do.
999.
Right.
We're at the hospital.
Hey,
the hospital.
Are we supposed to put this in here, Doc, or what? Oh,
Put what?
no, wrong place. Hang on.
I think you can only have 5 contacts saved on your phone, Bishop.
Yeah.
I think he's
That,
putting medicine away at the moment. He's
Oh, right. Sorry. I got
Yeah.
distracted by the phone.
I don't know
Um,
what this says. Psycholander.
Just leave it on the floor.
On the floor. Okay.
sounds sanitary.
I'll wipe it up later.
What is
We're at
that?
the hospital
Okay, you're at the hospital.
teaching Bishop stuff. Do you want to come learn some medicine?
Not particularly, but we do have the pressing issue of martial law. So
Well, we're in the hospital. We're safe.
okay, well I'm going to come over.
You have MI5 badges too.
I'm going to come over, okay?
All right.
Okay, we're in the morgue. I'll come up and meet you.
Okay, thank you.
All right. So, Sage, you travel across the city to the hospital, and you head into the emergency entrance because that's.
I'm there with a wheelchair.
And I'm saying it's the emergency entrance because that's the only place that's open at this time of night.
Yeah.
They don't have any other wards open or entrances open. So yeah, Dr. Shipman is standing there with a wheelchair. Bishop, are you there with him at the entrance?
Yep.
Yep.
I'll come.
You'd have to wheel yourself, Bishop.
Because Bishop's
Oh,
got his own wheelchair now.
I'm having fun with the chair, you know.
So Bishop's zooming around on a wheelchair. Dr. Shipman's waiting for you, Sage.
Do you want me to push you, Sage? Are you okay to wheel yourself, or are your arms
I
too
think
broken?
I'll walk. But
Hey,
thank you.
Songbird, get in that chair, quick. We can have a race. Come on.
It's an emergency, Sage.
Yes.
It's an emergency.
Can I
It's
get
an
perception
emergency.
alertness checks from
Right
everybody,
now,
please?
quick. Before anybody sees us.
Just the one.
-1.
-1. Okay. Bishop, let's see. 5 successes.
5.
Bishop, you notice there's this guy coming in through the front door with a cap on that says it's Pizza Hut pizza delivery. He's got a box with him.
Yeah.
Bit odd. He comes up and you overhear him say at the counter that he's like, I'm looking for a bishop. Does it make any sense to you?
That'd be me, mate. That'd be me.
Oh, good. And one of the nurses said, "Excuse me, you can't bring pizza in here. This is not. We don't allow eating in here."
Oh, come on, nurse. Or
You or her? Okay. Let's see how that goes. Bishop. Bishop does in fact have presence level 1, and that is charisma and performance or something, is it?
Yeah.
Charisma, performance, and 7 is the difficulty.
I'm just doing a random roll. I don't really care. 2 successes. I rolled charisma and performance. You got 4, 5, 8, and 10. So that's 2 decent successes. You certainly awe the person, the nurse, and the guy with the pizza box. And he says, "Sir, I'll take you out. Let's go outside. Just outside in the car park. Sure, they can't stop you getting a pizza in the car park. No doubt, right? Come on."
Obviously.
Like going out for a smoke break, Bishop.
Yeah.
All right. So doctor's walking outside. Bishop's walking outside, following the pizza guy. The pizza guy gives you this pizza box. He goes, "So you are Bishop, then? Is that right?"
Yes, I am Bishop.
Okay. Then you might know what this is then. And he gives you the box, and he says, "Thank you very much, sir. Would you like to leave a tip?"
I give him a tip.
How much?
Be good to your mother.
How much? If you could to your mother.
Yeah.
Thanks very much. Yeah. All right. I know how that is. And he walks off and goes and gets.
Yeah. I was only kidding. Come on.
All right.
Here's a tip.
What do you give him?
$30.
Thank you very much. And off he goes. All right. Inside the box is a map and an address.
Okay.
There's a phone number also.
It's a treasure hunt, Bishop.
Can I make a call to Parker?
Do you two want to come with me?
Yeah.
Hold on, please. I'm making a phone call to Parker.
All right.
Yep.
To my retainer.
Good evening, Sage.
Hello. What's up with Bishop?
Bishop.
What's
do you mean?
wrong with him?
How far away is the
He's
house?
playing on wheelchairs. He's ordered pizza. What's happening here?
I can't say I know anything about this, Sage. Not my. I haven't been around. I've been busy.
He's almost as mad as it.
I
probably shouldn't say
don't.
that.
Pass on the phone, and I'll talk to him if you like.
Sure. Here you go, Bishop. Here you go.
Hello?
It's Parker here.
Hello, Parker. How are
all
you?
right, sir? Just checking in that
Are
everything.
you high?
I'm fine. You know, I poked a brain tonight. I poked a brain.
You poked a brain tonight.
Yes.
That's very interesting.
Yes.
Are you well, sir?
Oh yes. I'm as calm as can be.
Do I recognize a high person? A high bishop?
Well, he's out of game. He's not high, so no.
He'd be very convincing high.
You might think that he's high, but he isn't out of game high. You don't know that, so keep going. I'm good with that.
What more can I want? You know, I've got my 2 friends with me. I've got Songbird. I've got Doc here. What more can I want?
You're making me nervous, Bishop.
The only thing that would complete this, Parker, is if you were here.
I'm there in spirit, sir.
Oh, good.
More than enough.
What are you working on at the moment, by the way?
We're currently looking.
I don't have enough minutes, Bishop. Could you...
Yeah, I was going to say, you're using up in minutes. It's expensive.
Could you wrap this up?
Presently installing the cut.
That's how much
It's a millionaire musician does it. There's like 20 minutes.
Excuse me, young lady. That was a very confidential, important call. It was.
Okay, I'll take my phone back.
Bishop, how close is this place that we're going?
Can you read a map?
No.
Okay.
No.
Fortunately.
Okay. How far
I
away is
can.
it on the map?
It's about.
You can locate a heart, but you can't locate where anything else is.
Probably 15 to 20 minutes.
Not a map.
15
I was
to...
going to say we should have a wheelchair race, but that might take a bit too long.
We go this way. We go this way. Come on. This is business, not pleasure.
So what vehicle are you taking then?
Wheelchair?
Incidentally, you're going to a sewage treatment plant.
We're going to a sewage treatment.
My hearse would probably be
Well,
here.
it was really nice hanging out with you, Bishop. It was nice to see you, Doctor. Goodbye.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Come on.
What?
Come on. We've been through hard times together. Let's go to a sewage
Not a
treatment
sewage plant.
Yeah, you don't get covered in sewage at the sewage plant. Like there
No.
isn't like an entrance way where they pour sewage on you to like cleanse yourself before you go in there.
In fact, that's where the sewage is.
Treated to become
Treated.
clean.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's clean. Super clean.
And Bishop doesn't even know if he's telling the truth or not. But okay.
Sounds like a cool story.
All right.
Okay, I'm just gonna send a message to Alan and be like, it was nice knowing you. These two are going to get me killed. Like they both sound high, which makes me wonder where they got their drugs. Because
Who's driving my
I'm
hearse?
super keen.
Who's driving my hearse?
Probably the one that's not intoxicated.
We're
I will
intoxicated
drive.
on
That was excellent. Bob. I will drive.
I don't feel safe.
I'm gonna hop in the back and
Do
lie
you
down.
know I have driven a hearse before? I have. Not very.
That's
I mean,
good because
Bishop.
they're quite long, so it's hard to take the corners sometimes.
I know this. I know this.
Okay, I'll just
Okay.
reigniting your memories of hearse driving.
Now, can you read a map, Songbird?
Sure.
All right.
How hard could it be?
You got to call shotgun before you get in my hearse. I get in the back and lie down.
You need to put a box in here. You know that.
I like rolling around when you hit the corners, you know.
Okay.
You should let me drive. There's a lot of rolling to
Or
be
we might
had.
crash.
Look here. Songbird, do you want to drive?
Yes.
Is it really within your heart to drive?
I don't think she can read.
Give me the keys.
Well,
me the keys.
give me the map. I'll give you the keys.
Right. We trade.
Wait a minute, young lady. Have you got a license?
Yes.
Show me the
I
license.
I hop in, start the car.
Just
hop in.
All right, I'm coming around. Right.
Good.
Okie dokie. All right.
All right. So the place is called the Beckton Sewerage Treatment Works. And when you get to the gate, there's a big sign there that says Beckton Sewerage Treatment Works is an operational Thames water site. And it's the largest sewage treatment works in Europe. In relation to the Thames Tideway Tunnel, this site is used to allow the additional storm flows from the main tunnel arriving via the Lee Tunnel to be pumped out and transferred for treatment. That's what this place is. And it's quite big, being the largest treatment works in Europe. And you park out nearby, and when you turn the map over, there is a more distinguished map, a more specific map that's hand-drawn. And a little bit smudged, and it shows you a number of, I'm just going to show you this. Might be easier. This is more fun.
Why are we here, Bishop? What's this map about?
This is from above, right?
Hmm.
So you see these huge pools, right?
That's where they're treating sewage.
Right. And
Yeah.
these massive buildings, this is like 3 or 4 or 5 floors high. There's huge pumping stations down here. There's not much there to kind of give you an idea of how big it is, but I guess you can see these trees down here, right? And the road and the markings on the road, so you can see how big the building is. And so you come in through there, and when you get to the gate, to get in there, the security is waiting for you. And they see you on the way up, and one of these guys in a high vis uniform with a hat and like a orange hat with a lamp on the front of it comes over to the car. Excuse me.
Yes, how can I help you?
Yeah, you're here for the was it the 3 a.m. appointment, was it?
That is correct.
That sounds right. So there's a few of you there. I was only expecting one, but I've got some spare uniforms and stuff in the back. I can get you all high vis jackets and such. I'll bring them out. How about, unless you want to come in?
We'll come in. We're,
All right then.
Is there a pizza in the pizza box?
There's no pizza in the pizza box.
Oh, I was going to give it to that guy.
Sadly, I'm sorry about that.
So, Bishop, tell me what is going on here.
We're stepping into a brand new world.
I can't see your face at all. Your camera is so high. you are like in outer space. There you go. There's the beautiful Barry we know. Oh, now he's completely gone.
That's the blue screen thing.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Perfect.
All right, so you can lean into that, lean into the camera and talk, and press the button too, so we can hear you.
Yeah, we're stepping into a brand new world of the Nosferatu.
Oh, so you're just meeting the Nosferatu? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes. It's more than that, though. It's far more than that. But you'll find out. Come with me.
Right, so you go into the nearby building. You fellas all right to just come on? And he takes you into this room, and there's like tables and stuff, and there's like 2 or 3 people milling around. Somebody's having a cigarette outside. There's a refrigerator and a microwave and a few other things. So clearly this is the staff room. And he takes some high-vis jackets off the wall, and here you go. Put those on. You're going to need those. You're going to want these. What shoe size are you, ma'am?
Shoe size, blah, 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 blah.
How do you know my shoe size?
Oh, ma'am. Did you say ma'am? I thought you said man. I'm sorry.
No.
Sorry.
My feet aren't as big as what he says.
Right. Anyway, they give you these white gumboots, big-ass white gumboots. They leave you with your own pants and shirts and clothes and stuff, but the high-vis jacket goes on over the top, and then you get a crash helmet, basically, like a construction helmet. And thusly, he takes you outside, and he starts up a small electric vehicle, like a golf cart, and carries you through the main sort of entranceway across between the buildings until you get to the area where all those massive pools are, and you'll see that each of them has like this unit that turns around, slowly churning the sewage as the various chemicals are introduced into the mixture. And these big mixers that they have also are gantryways, and as they go, he shuts it down. He pulls a lever, and the gantryway comes to a rest at a little set of stairs, and he says, up there is where I've been asked to take you. Is that all right? So just pop up the stairs, and the inspector will meet you in the center.
Thank you.
All right, so you'll get on the gantry, and he pushes the lever this time, and it starts rotating again. So now you're walking across this gantry bridge across this massive pool of sewage. Fortunately, you're on the surface until you get to the center of that, and in the center you see a hunched figure leaning over the side of the wall. And as you approach, this figure kind of straightens up a bit and turns to look at you.
Well, Bishop, you brought friends. I did not anticipate that.
You always bring some kind of security. I wouldn't be very good if I didn't.
Well,
I mean, how do I know it was going to be you? They might have knocked you off and set me up.
Unlikely, I suppose, but yes.
In this day and age?
Strange ways of the brouhaha.
Well, it's
You want to meet me for some reason?
Yes.
You wanted to ask me about someone.
Well, something more to the point.
You were about to say a name when I silenced you on the phone.
Yes. I want to find out. It wouldn't have helped them anyway if they'd have heard it. I want to find out if I learned over history that Churchill had bunkers under the ground in London.
Yes, yes.
I want one.
Oh, you want one? He
How do
wishes to con the bunker from the Nosferatu.
Yes, please.
Please, oh well. It makes it all the more possible now that you've requested it politely. Well, no, not a chance, Bishop. You do not give away our territory to strangers.
I'm not a stranger. I'm an enforcer and it would benefit your people as well.
Would it just? We already have bunkers beneath the surface. They're already ours.
But I want a particular bunker.
You'd have to find it first.
I want one that is connected to, and he gives the address of the air base specifically.
The three of you have come here to twist my arm, I suppose.
No, just my protection, as I said.
I see. Well, I would have to put you in contact with our dear great leader. It's not I, I'm afraid, that can make such decisions, but I could forward your request. That's something you're interested in.
It would be most appreciated if you
Out
would.
of game, who is this?
This is Winston.
Ah, of course, of course.
And to meet you, Winston, is an honor. I've heard a lot about you. Well, no, I haven't, but I've heard your name. It's nice to meet you, finally. And he puts out his hand to shake his hand, whatever condition it might be in.
Well, he reaches out to you, and he has a sanitation worker uniform on as well.
Yeah.
And so he's got this white gloved hand, like it's made out of the same stuff they make gumboots out of.
Okay.
And he grips your hand quite firmly for a moment, firm enough for you to think, "Ooh, he might have potence."
Yes, and yeah.
Well,
So,
the one you need to see is Brutus.
yes, and I'm sure you could make that appointment for me.
I'm sure I could. Head back to the common room and I will find you. If Brutus has time tonight to see you, I will inform you within the next 10 minutes or so.
Just inform my Lord Brutus that I would be greatly honored if he would see me.
Quite the greaser, aren't you? Huh? My Lord Brutus, indeed, yes. You should speak to him like that, too. Yes, it would be wise. Very well. I will pass on your message, like the good lackey that I have become, and I will find you in the common room. Be nice to the sanitation people. They clean your toilets.
I will make a special effort to be nice to the sanitation people.
He starts walking off in the opposite direction to where you are.
So Bishop, I don't know if I told you this. I told Alexi, but
Can I walk after Winston?
Brutus, he entered my my domain, my haven, and demanded blood from me at one point.
Did he now?
Now you know.
Good. What do you want me to
Game
do?
when
Do you
the
want...
fuck did I do that? Was I really-
Months ago. But yeah, he did.
And you didn't give it to him, did
Oh
you?
no, of course, because he was in my haven. So
Yes, of course. Good.
bear there, DM. Bear there.
I'm happy about that.
Wow, okay.
All right.
Very well.
We wait. How's your idea going, by the way?
Well, I've been working on my songs. I've recorded a few. It's not entirely done, but yeah, you can't be expected to make a top album in a night. So yeah, so that's happening.
So out of game, just to be clear, what do you think you're supposed to do right now?
Wait for Brutus in their common room.
Right.
I've gone to chase Winston before he makes the call.
Okay. Well, Winston quickly obfuscates.
What's that? Winston.
This is like what, 20 meters away, 50 meters away?
I probably would have followed as soon as he walked off.
Okay, so how long before? I mean, he will obfuscate like almost immediately. Like he will walk out of beyond about 10 meters. He starts to obfuscate.
I'll just walk around, be like, Weston, I have fun. I have fun knowledge. I have knowledge.
He reappears.
I have some knowledge for you.
Hello.
Child of Malkav has knowledge from me. Curious.
Well, it's a bit of knowledge and a bit of something that might benefit the Nosferatu.
Something to benefit us. Very well. Speak, child.
I won't go too explicit. I think you can probably get the gist of it from what I'm asking.
Oh, speak quickly.
I'm sure the Nosferatu have knowledge on certain higher-ups in vampire hierarchy that might have, some dependencies on illicit substances.
And such higher-ups, I will suggest to you, go to great lengths to keep their dependencies to themselves.
Oh, I'm sure the Nosferatu know some.
Oh, we would know, but we would also be paid to keep our silence.
Well, if
but knowledge does tend towards the highest bidder. What are you offering?
All I will say to you is, if I'm given knowledge from you about these dependencies, the knowledge I gain from exploiting these dependencies can be redistributed into the Nosferatu.
What knowledge would you possibly gain from exploiting the dependencies of, let us say, for example, the Ventru?
Well, you never know what knowledge you can gain out of them when you end up supplying them their dependencies, and all of a sudden the dependencies are running a bit low.
Seems like an unethical, amoral quandary to put someone in, doesn't it?
It does a bit, but I'm not really known for that.
I see. Well,
where's the dog?
This is perhaps something else you can take up with Brutus. But
you're about to make a call to him, aren't you?
I am about to find him.
Well, if you want to casually mention that. Because I'll probably talk to him separate to what we're doing. But if he's
I want to know what I would gain. I want some material evidence of what it is you bring to this. What opportunities might you give the Nosferatu for their breaking of their word? You see, there are many who rely on us, many who pay us vast fortunes, boons, and sums to keep our silence. If our reputation was to be sullied by some mere Malkavian child's plan or plot to gain power, then I would be perhaps less inclined to pass this on.
How about if you look through your people who you've been paid to keep silence and find the one that is the weakest link that could potentially, I could pay you off for it, or something like that. and you provide that to me, and then we use that as a test dummy, and then you'll get basically an understanding of what I have to offer.
Our reputation is worth more.
Well,
You expect us to betray our clients.
I think your reputation might get a bigger standing if you have even higher manipulation over the hierarchy, won't it?
And what makes you think we do not have such higher manipulation across the hierarchy to begin with? What is it that you offer? What could how old are you? 5 years a vampire now, is it? What could you offer to Brutus to tempt him? What power could you give? What could you possibly have that's worth our reputation?
I think, I guess all I will say is, I'm sure you can imagine having the power over a high-up vampire from their specific addictions and dependencies, where you can control them emotionally without having to use any powers. You just have force over them and how they behave, and they come to you. They're dependent on you.
For the sake of your blood and your lineage, I will not throw you into the sewerage pond now. Instead, I will take your proposition to Brutus and explain to him what you said and from whom it came. And may you pray that he does not find you and choose.
It may start with clientele that you do not have a sworn secrecy to. You might have someone that's on your radar. We can start there. And if that proves to be fruitful or beneficial to you, then we could look at moving up. Does that sound good?
Your proposition has improved 50% so far, yes.
Could also be someone working for someone you've kept a secret to. Because it's not like if we end up manipulating them, then you're breaking your secrecy.
What is your role in your coterie?
I just dabble here and there in medical stuff.
Dabble? And what are you doing here? You came here for the express purposes of asking me this question.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to be doing this either way. But I know through what the Nosferatu have in your power.
Let me ask you this. You know that we know everything, everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. So I know that you would find out what I'm doing anyway.
And
so
why
I thought
will
I
we
would come and
need
ask
you for?
Well, this type of manipulation is probably something that you won't be able to have over me. I have different types of supply for this sort of stuff. Different stuff. But
you speak of resonances, do you not?
Yeah.
You wish to provide resonance and blood of various aptitudes and types to those with specific needs.
Yeah, and I could benefit the Nosferatu. We could
What
all
makes
benefit.
you think we cannot provide such a service ourselves?
Well, I'm not sure. I guess I will find that out whether you come back and say you'll accept my proposition, won't I?
He disappears.
What's that? Which car? I'll walk back.
All right. What are you guys doing while this whole conversation is happening down the other end of the gantry?
I'm wondering where the hell the doc is.
All right. Do you guys go walking back to the common room or anything, or you just?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back to the common room and then start texting Ellen.
All right.
In this weird location, it's a sewage plant.
Are you?
Sewage management plant.
Make sure you're safe. Keep clean. Don't fall in the sewage.
I will work on that.
Okay. Okay. So the doctor comes back to the waiting room. the staff room,
Just
basically.
say the bishop planted the seed.
Okay. Okay.
What is happening?
We're in a sewage plant.
All right, so another sort of 10, 15 minutes pass while you're there. Do you stick around longer than that, or what do you do for that time?
I'll stick around longer.
Yeah. Okay.
You two don't have to if you don't want to, but
You will
I'll
have-
stick around longer.
You will, of course, notice that there is a couple of security cameras in this room, and there's always people in here as well, moving about. And you notice that they frequently have their eyes on you.
Do you know any fun games, Bishop?
There are a couple of packs of cards and a game of Monopoly in the corner.
Yeah, poker.
Play some
right.
poker, yeah.
Yeah, let's play poker.
All right.
Okay.
So you guys sit down and play poker at the table.
I know Songbird's got money. Right, here we go. You must
Oh,
have
I'm sure we
money.
could find something
Aren't
funner
you
to bet than
famous?
just
I thought
money.
you were.
Oh yes, but I never take money with me.
All right. Well,
Not on casual.
as you've just sit down and start playing poker and you're dealing out the cards and what have you, and you're teaching Sage I don't know what's going on. Decide to play poker? Is everyone playing poker?
Yep.
So you're dealing out the cards, what have you. The original guy that you met here, the first sewage plant worker, let's call him Bob, comes across to your table. It comes back inside. He goes, "Oh, I found you at last. Oh, sorry, I lost where you were for a minute there. Anyway, need you to come with me."
Okay.
What was in your hand? What was in your hand?
I stand up and get going.
All
Come
right,
on, Bishop.
put the cards down, and you get.
No.
Oh, we
That
need
matters.
to know at the best hand. Can we roll for the best hand?
Sure you can. Just roll a d10, and that will give you.
Is it risky?
Might
I
blow
mean-
up in-
It's not
I
Two.
mean, it's not risky to my
no
my
Sage.
body, but
Not risky at all.
What is this? What are we
D10.
rolling?
You're rolling a d10.
Sage Bedu
Okay.
Masters.
How the? Okay.
This is not a
Um,
game of skill so much as certainly you haven't even played the game yet. This is just to find out what your hands were like, which is totally just luck.
9.
So you got a 9. Barry, I suppose I have to roll a d10.
You don't have to, but you know.
All right, here we go for Barry. A 4, and
Who's gonna
Dr.
win?
Shipman was at a 2, was it?
Yeah.
So it looked like Sage had the best hand there by far. Everybody else had rubbish.
Did Sage say she knows how to play poker?
Yes.
Okay. I was going to say I had the best hand if you didn't know.
Oh, don't worry. While she's not looking, I'll switch her hand for my hand. She can have my
she's
hand.
standing up anyway to get going now. So.
Yeah. Also, I remember what my hand was.
Long story short, you end up.
Doesn't matter.
You follow the
Bishop
guy.
just says he won to me.
Okay, come on.
The
Let's
building
go.
blows up and you're all dead. Okay, no. All right. So
Right.
finally, you follow the guy out, and he takes you back to the golf cart vehicle thing, the electric vehicle, and he says, "Well, you get to see the new tunnel." And he drives you through the plant until you get through to the other side. You go past all of those ponds and what have you, and then you go downhill and into this this entranceway that goes down. This big ramp, huge doors open up, takes you inside, and you go into this tunnel. And it's not a very big tunnel actually. This is sort of the size of a small room in terms of its diameter. And you're following along there. It's not even as big as a subway tunnel actually. But then after a few minutes, it comes out into a bigger tunnel, and then he turns around and you can see there's a lot of evidence of equipment here and traffic and what have you, and a lot of things that are still under construction, and there's little sites along the way where workers and what have you park their vehicles and collect equipment and charge equipment and so on and so forth, maintenance and so on, and eventually you get to this new tunnel that they're drilling with this massive machine. And it's all shut down right now. It's the middle of the night, so they're not obviously doing it right at the second. Although they could be, you know what, they might well be doing that. In any case, they call them off. An alarm goes off, the lights flash, and all the workers stop working, and they go and fuck off. And you find yourselves at the head of the tunnel, whatever that is, the face, the drilling face, I think is what it's called, where it's fucking granite wall, and that's what they're drilling through, this massive, huge space. It's like 4 stories high, 4 floors, same distance wide, obviously. And all these massive lights are on, and as you get there in your little cart, he goes, right, I'm going to leave you all here. Is that all right? That's where I've been told to bring you to Site 4. I'll be back in 15 minutes. Don't go wandering. Don't get lost. Don't touch nothing.
Thank you.
Right.
You got it.
And you guys get off the vehicle?
Yep.
And he drives off. And as he drives off, you see the lights down the corridor behind him, like where he is, as he's driving away, start shutting down. Boom, 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 boom. Whole sections of tunnel start going dark. And the darkness is heading towards you in chunks, poof, 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 until finally the lights around you, poof, they shut off.
I'm gonna put my red eyes on.
Warm. So Sage's eyes begin to glow. I don't know if
But
anybody
you wish
else,
you could do this.
who else can do gleam of red eyes? I'm thinking Bishop, you might have it.
No, I
I
don't
don't
have
think
it.
so.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Okay, so you're the only one with gleam of red eyes. Well,
Heightened senses, though, I might have.
you do not have heightened senses either, Bishop.
Okay.
Sorry to say, no auspex. You got potence, celerity, presence, and fortitude.
Okay.
And you're very good with demolitions and an M60 machine gun.
Yep.
I'll low specs then.
You're going to auspex? Okay, so you're going to push up your heightened senses. All right. You can make perception checks. Bishop, your perception will have to be entirely hearing based and possibly smell based. 2 for you.
0.
0 for you. Perception alertness for Bishop. Input value. Pull mod none. Difficulty is going to be 9.
Wow.
0 successes.
Oh well.
Okay, never mind.
That's about right.
It's fine.
That's absolutely right. Isn't it wonderful how the dice get it right?
Right. Well, after a minute, you got your gleam of red eyes on. You got your heightened senses on, Dr. Shipman. When this spotlight comes on above you, lighting up this huge area around you, about 20 feet wide, warm, like you guys are right in the middle of the spotlight.
Completely unnecessary.
And then this figure drops from the ceiling above you, like a long way up from a gantry way, lands in front of you. Bits of stone and shit fly up around him. Him, her, it. This individual has like a black cloak on and carries a huge sword across their shoulders, like a massive 2-handed sword, like a great sword. And he lands there in front of you.
You wish to speak to me?
Yes, my lord. I wish to. Yeah, you've already been told what I need.
I have.
I've discovered that keeping places above ground often get destroyed really quick. I need something under the ground.
This is in service to your enforcement
Yes,
city.
yes. And I would, if possible, I'd like it connected to an airbase in this particular area.
He names the airbase that you're already talking about,
Yeah.
giving away the fact that he clearly already knows about it.
Yeah, well, I imagine he would because
He's a
one of his
Nosferatu.
people works for
Right.
us. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. I see. He begins to walk around the perimeter of the spotlight circle, just barely in the darkness, a little bit in the light. You see the tips of his fingers, and you see little parts of his face at times as he turns his head in his hood, and you can see little highlights on his cloak and on his sword as he walks about this, perambulating about the circle. I see. One of my kind has been instituted amongst your coterie as an enforcer.
That is true, and he's very good at what he does, sir.
Yes. I have been told that you have asked questions and spoken with honor and integrity. My grandchild, Winston, tells me that you have been useful and instrumental in assisting the Primogen with many aspects of their enforcement.
I hope that to be the case, my lord.
Did you not recently return from the Sabbat? Did they not hold you captive for some time?
They did.
And you have proven beyond a doubt that you are not infiltrated. You are not burned by them.
That has been proven, yes.
He looks at the other two of you. He turns and steps into the circle and looks at you, Sage. And now you see his hideous countenance beneath his cloak. Is this true, Songbird?
It's true. I'm a little bit caught off guard by the fact you used my name just out of game. Well, that
name. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see. Well. I do have a favorite route that I would be somewhat put out to pass on, but it would be perfect for what you ask.
Why would you be put out, my lord?
I use this route. It is of extreme importance to us.
Why would I not give you access to this route?
You would have to guarantee me several things.
Ask of them and I'll see if I can do it.
You would not use this route unnecessarily, firstly. Can you mute for a second? Just take your hand off it because it's really loud. Secondly, there will be no cameras, no recording devices, no guards, no mortals, no other personnel allowed. Do you understand?
Yes.
Only you and your coterie may use this route. I will allow a small operational team to be remaining standing within the bunker itself, the bunker that you require. I'm sure you want the most useful location, therefore I shall not haggle with you for it. There is a location, and he names a place which is right on the edge of the Thames, where there is a sewer entrance. Then the sewer entrance is near a subway line, and the subway line goes close to the airbase. And from there, he tells you that there has been a tunnel connected to the airbase secretly already.
My lord, with this, I ask your advice on something.
Speak, child.
How does one have this place secretly refitted without anybody knowing.
Secretly refitted.
Yes. I mean, you need builders down there and wire work and...
Well, one begins with a very small team, I suspect. You should speak to your dear friend Alexis on the matter. He can more aptly assist you with that, I suspect.
All right.
This is what he is specially good at.
All right.
But in
Thank you, my
short,
love.
out of game, have you seen the series Breaking Bad?
Once or twice.
Right. Have you seen Better Call Saul, which is the spin-off series? The reason I'm asking is because in that series there's this massive underground drug laboratory that they dig out underneath a laundromat. And they do explosives and all sorts of shit to basically dig out this location, and they have to do it quietly. And the lengths that they go to do that, what they do is they hire the specialist team from Europe. Sorry, I'm going to mute you because that's loud. They bring in the specialist team from Europe, and they live underground. They just live there for like a year digging this shit out. And they never leave. They're not allowed to leave. They're under like pain of death. There's like one point where they go out to get a beer, and one of them leaks some information, and they're like, okay, fuck you. You're not allowed to do that again. We're not letting you out ever again until this is finished. And that's what they do. But the crew go a little bit cuckoo while they're underground. So, but that's the kind of thing that might work as far as what you're talking about. But I don't think you're even looking at anything like that in terms of like refitting an old bunker. You know, it's got electricity. The Nosferatu were already using it. They're just going to move out, like mostly. And you will just have access to it then, basically. And what it will include is a boat shed where you can get a boat in and out from the Thames, a secret entrance to the subway from there, a secret entrance to the sewers, and an entrance to the surface, which also will be cloaked and hidden inside of like an old, I don't know, a pumping station.
An old pumping station is...
Right, something like that. And the whole place will be covered in, you know, do not enter, City of London, sanitary workers only, blah, blah, blah. And then it will all be locked with keys and blah, 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 blah. Lots of security and reasons not to go there. Something like that. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right. So that's what you will find out from Alexis, who obviously is not here tonight, but he will email you this information or otherwise tell you this information out of game behind the scenes. All right.
Okay.
Is that all you wish from me?
That's all I wish.
Very well, then I turn my attention then to the doctor. And as he says that, the spotlight cuts out, poof, into darkness, and then it reappears again, but this time it's a much smaller spotlight from a slightly different position. Just on you, Doctor. Bump, you are now spotlit, alone. Everybody else.
You see red glowing eyes, though.
Red glowing eyes, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, don't I feel special?
You are special.
Oh, thank you.
You get the feeling that somebody is very close to you, just outside that edge of light, and your auspex, you can hear their footsteps crunching on the gravel beneath your feet.
I'll just stand pretty stiff, staring forward.
Smell him. Smell the hideous concoction of chemicals, actually, coming off his cloak. You can feel this cold snort as he intentionally breathes in behind you. Doctor.
Yes.
Your proposition to me.
Yes.
Unlike your comrade here, less honorable.
Yeah, I guess you could call it that.
Questionable ethics.
Oh, we don't get ahead by playing by the rules, do we?
Well, I will be curious to see what deals you do with Winston. I have chosen to allow him to deal with you alone. If your business venture with him proves to be fruitful, then perhaps I will choose to invest something of my own.
You have my sworn secrecy as well. It won't get back to the Nosferatu.
Your sworn secrecy.
Yep.
Your word.
My word.
You feel this cold steel lay across your throat, and you see this massive broadsword right there under your neck. You can feel the cold edge against your neck. What is your word worth, Dr. Shipman?
Well, let's say if I break it, you can, I guess, make me disappear if that's what you want, or I don't know. What is
What is your word worth?
what does the betrayal of the Nosferatu mean?
You have already betrayed your friends.
Well, they don't have to know that. What are you
We're
telling me?
right here.
I haven't betrayed my friends.
Have you not?
No,
In the labyrinth?
no, I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't you just? Curious. Well, we'll leave it at that then, shall we? Let me just say that right now your word is worth very little to me. Almost nothing.
I don't know if it means anything, but if I betray you, you can keep me captive and I will do work for you. And I can never see the light of day again.
That does not please me, Dr. Shipman. That just
What-
burdens me with your presence and more of my time.
Hey, I'm an enjoyable person to be around.
I dispute that fact.
If
I
it
mean,
helps,
we can hang out if you want. I can show you.
If
Come to the
you
hospital.
break your word, I will tell you what I will do.
Yes.
Your sire will be punished.
Oh, I'm okay with that. I want to pick a different punishment.
Do not betray me, Dr. Shipman.
I won't. You don't need to describe your punishment. I will prove to you that my word is honorable, even though we're dealing with very unethical thing.
Well, we shall see. Besides, you shall deal with Winston for now. Good night.
Good night.
Boom, the lights go completely black again. And a couple of moments later, maybe a minute later, do you say anything to each other or out loud over that 60 seconds?
so you told him about the thing, right?
I did.
Uh-huh. Did you give him the full info on the thing?
I gave him enough that he would come to conclusions.
What are you talking about? What was he talking about? About betraying us?
I know what he was on about, but he hasn't betrayed us, Songbird. I know what he's trying
It's
to
just
do.
Nosferatu things.
Boom, 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 boom. The lights start coming on down the corridor again.
Could I make a perception empathy?
You can make a perception and empathy check if you wish. What are you trying to discover? This is on Shipman or on Bishop?
Okay, well, I'll start with Shipman and then I'll go into Bishop because it looks like they're hiding something, but I'm not sure if they're working together on this. So
All right, fair enough.
I
mean,
Okay,
I don't
so-
think we'd hide anything about what we're doing from Sage.
so 4 on John and 2 on Bishop.
4 on John and 2 on Bishop. Well,
We're not hiding anything. I just don't want to talk to her about it here.
Bishop is absolutely sure he's not hiding anything. Dr. Shipman, however, has secrets. Secrets that clearly Bishop doesn't know about. At least in your opinion, Sage.
Okay. I'm looking at both of them question markedly. Sort of weird, but I made it
I mean,
work.
do you want to help with what we're doing, Sage?
Inquisitively?
To
I
be
don't-
honest, I wouldn't mind trying to.
I don't think
You guys
she
could
would.
tell me what you're doing.
When we get back to the airport,
What's
I'll
this
tell
bunker
you all about
thing?
it. All right, but I don't think you'd want to do it. That's why I'm not bringing it up with you.
It's not the
Okay.
nicest thing.
No. No,
Does
you're
it have something to do with the brain?
Russell. This
Oh.
is
Let's just say we're going into the blood trade.
Right.
Russell.
Yeah.
This is a player question.
Hmm?
Is Save the World, that song, Save the World, make it a bit,
Yeah.
that doesn't
Jackson?
exist yet, does it?
Heal the world.
Yeah,
Yeah,
heal the
doesn't
Isn't
world.
that Michael
Heal the
Jackson?
world.
It's
Make it a
whole
better
collaborative
place.
thing.
Yeah.
Oh no, that is just
You
Michael
and
Jackson. Yeah.
In that case, most likely.
That doesn't exist yet, does it?
It should.
does.
It's the year 2000
It does.
that we're playing.
Okay, well, as he goes, he goes, yeah, I don't think you'd like to join us in this one because you're too busy. Save the world, make it a better place. And I don't think you'd really want to be doing what we're doing.
I'm looking at both of them suspiciously.
But I'll tell you when we
Like
get
I said,
home
we're
what it is.
going into the blood trade.
Yeah.
You can hear the
This-
sound of an electric vehicle coming up the corridor.
Is there more to that, Doctor?
Well, there is, but it's
There is
kind
quite
of
a bit more.
if you want to go into the nitty gritty of it, we can.
Yeah, but let's do it at the base.
Okay, so the Bob the builder turns up with his electric vehicle, and he goes, "All right, everyone, well, good.
Yes, thank you.
Didn't wander off or nothing. That's good.
No, you
But
told
you
us
wouldn't want
not
to get
to.
lost down here. Tell you what, I got lost down here one time, and oh my god, I nearly had a heart attack. So, all right, let's go. Off you go." And he,
You got lost down here?
yeah, it was a while back when the tunnels were first being put in. It was some time back, and I wandered into the wrong hole basically, and I ended up in some of the old subways. They closed them down years ago, and yeah, I thought I saw something down there. You wouldn't believe it. Turns out I did. That's how I met our friend Winston.
Uh-huh. Okay.
He's
No
a
more
nice
said then.
fellow.
He is a very affable fellow, I find. Very affable. He's a bit gruff from time to time, but you know what? It's all business with him. He's very professional. Does
He's
what he
got
says.
that resting bitch face.
Resting bitch. Oh, you're very funny. Yeah, you must be the doctor he spoke about.
Yep, that's me.
All right. Well, so you have this conversation, bit of banter on the way back to the surface, and eventually you leave the sewage yard, the sewage works, and get back to the hearse.
Hey, guys, I'd like to make a point here.
Where are
Yeah.
you, Barry, when you're saying this?
When we're out of it.
Right,
When
you
we're
get
out
it.
of
So
it.
you're in the hearse and you leave
Yep,
the
yep,
sewage
yep.
works, and now you're on the road.
I'd like to make a point of mentioning this. I do take you to places where you don't get shot at. Okay? I don't always take you to places that you get shot at. That was one place where you didn't get shot, you didn't get blown up, nothing. Absolutely nothing.
All of your phones start beeping with text messages.
Oh, for God's sake.
I would check it, but I'm driving. So
All right.
It's not gonna happen.
It's Parker, and Parker really just wants to know where everyone is because you're not answering your phones, and
Okay.
you've been out of coverage for a little while.
Yeah.
I just write, done some business on the way back.
He says also your tracking devices dropped off, but only you know that, Bishop.
Okay.
All right, so you get back to the base, back to the air base, yeah?
Is that where I'm taking everyone?
Any
Yeah.
detours, anything
Yeah.
like that? Okay, you get back to the airbase eventually, and you head on in.
Make it a better place.
Sage, you've got a message from Alan asking if everything's all right. Parker was a bit worried.
Okay. Well, I'll tell them both that everything's all right.
Okay, very well.
Hmm.
So you go into the airbase. Everybody is doing their business at the airbase. Various retainers and contract workers are working, doing their things.
And the investigators are off investigating.
Yeah, well, they're not here. They're off doing
Yeah.
their thing. They work out of a totally different complex, out of their
Yeah.
own small offices in downtown London.
For me and for you
Olsen Investigations.
and the entire human race.
Yeah,
He's
so-
thinking.
Right.
Like Michael Jackson, Bishop.
You are back
Yeah.
at the airbase. You are able to talk about the things that you were going to tell Sage about if you still wanted to.
All right. Sage, Buddy, Songbird,
Right.
angel of my life. I'll just stand over here while I tell you what I've got to tell you. Way over here. All right. I'm in my office, but I'm far away from Sage. Okay.
Okay.
I prefer it when people are far away.
I'm glad you do, because you might slap me after I tell you this.
Exactly.
Okay.
Sniper rifles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
He's
gets
looking
it.
around. Pushes the button to the intercom to get Parker.
All right. Parker comes up. Sir?
Parker,
Yes.
are the sniper's rifles locked away?
What a strange question, sir. Yes, of course they are. All the weapons are locked away except for those that are on active duty with present security.
Bishop,
Okay.
just tell me what you're trying to say.
Okay. He sits in his chair. All right.
It's making me angrier.
A friend of mine
Hmm.
named Chase in America
Right?
has come up with the idea of using boom stations as a way of getting blood. There you are. That was simple, wasn't it?
You say coma patients. Is that what you said?
I did say coma patients.
Right.
I'm faster
Dr.
than you
Wells
are.
going on.
Yes.
Where's Dr.
And-
Shipman while you're having this conversation?
Oh, he's here too. Oh,
I'll just be standing there.
and Shipman and I are trying to put it into action.
Okay.
Yes, and you have no moral qualms about that? Not that I care, but okay.
No.
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 All right.
What I would like to know is how what Shipman, like when the spotlight went on him and the whole dubious the dubiousness of everything, how that comes into play. How is this all mixed in? Because it looks like Shipman might have something to say that you don't know about.
Shipman, do you have something to say that I don't know about?
Now, I don't know what it is, but
So I want the Nosferatu to provide me details of, let's say, in the hierarchical chain of the important vampires in society, of any of them who have dependencies or forms of weaknesses that I can exploit with this new business venture that we're going into.
Do you know how dangerous that is?
Yeah, but high risk, high rewards.
But what if it comes back on us?
Or a quick funeral?
I mean, we're being hunted by the Sabbat, aren't we? Like, how worse could it get?
Being hunted by everyone?
See that dustbuster on my coffee table? You could end up in there.
Well, I mean, it's not like they have to know that we're manipulating them with their how they get their rocks off or whatnot. It's a good thing for them.
How do you figure that's not going to happen?
Can I make another insight check?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, perception, empathy.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Look, all I'm saying, Bishop, is we're going to be providing a service to these people anyway, but we might as well know the ones that have, a bit weaker will of the mind.
But you see, hopefully they'll already tell us that of their own accord.
Yeah, but it's better to know that these people have that in them, right? I'm not saying that we strategically enforce these dependency things. We just allow them, I don't know, maybe a few freebies.
Could we stop saying we? And
Sorry,
start
me
saying
then. Me.
you?
I will
Thank you.
provide them a few freebies,
All right.
Get
Because
them
I
interested.
don't really want a part of that. That sounds so dangerous.
Like, what better to have?
Songbird, he just made it more dangerous.
What better to have these people come to us and offer their services than force it out of them? What better to have these people on our string
Now,
without even making them or trying to do it to them? They come to us for our service, and through our service, they form that bond with us on their own accord.
strangely enough, I think I've been with you too long because I understood all of that.
So
But
is this how you betrayed us?
I didn't betray anybody.
he may have seen it as a betrayal because he doesn't know that I know.
My head's hurting. Can I make another?
I do not know the Bishop knows. How did I betray everyone, Bishop? You explain.
No.
I'm just gonna do it.
He may have, the Nosferatu may have seen it as a betrayal because he doesn't know I'm part of this little thing. Yeah. He will obviously.
I would
find
never
out.
betray the group, Sage. I would never
Oh my
betray the group.
god.
Sorry.
Yeah, and if he did, I'd have to shoot him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't want to shoot him because I like him quite a bit.
Oh, thank you.
You looked a little shook up when they called you Songbird.
Oh no, well, it was just a bit weird.
Yes.
You must understand. Okay.
Okay. You're the moralist of the family, so what do you think? His little plan aside, what do you think?
I think, well, I don't want whatever you're doing, John. And I don't really need to be a part of what you're doing. So I'm just gonna back out of the room.
Well, actually you do.
No.
Actually you do, technically, because if someone blows your arm off and you need some blood, you'll be feeding from one of these. Can you live with that fact? Is what I want to know.
I don't need to know this, really.
But the thing is, we are actually healing them as well. Because, if they get better, we'll let them go about their lives.
Okay. So I have another question.
Yes.
What is this labyrinth thing?
Well, as you've seen, if you have a base above ground, sometimes it has to go boom.
What?
Yes.
I'm talking about John.
Labyrinth.
What labyrinth?
What Brutus said to you.
I have no idea what Brutus was talking about.
He is Malkavian.
Look,
I
Nosferatu like to play lots of games, don't they?
don't know what to say right now. I don't
Do
know
you
if I can
know- do
trust
you know-
either of you.
Do you know any labyrinths in London?
What do you mean you can't trust us? We just told
Look
you
at
what
you.
we...
Look at both of you. You're
What?
both acting suspiciously.
Why? Why? I'm calm. I'm collective. I'm thinking of ways to make things better.
That's
Friend
pretty
passing-
suspicious, to be fair. You know, calm and collected.
That's true.
Like we're probably just acting a bit suspicious because, you know, this is not the most ethical venture we're going into. And it's kind of hard whether to know, even though, you know,
And I thought,
we are trustworthy of each other. It's kind of hard to say out loud that we're like putting people into comas and draining their blood. It's kind of hard to just, you know, say that.
I might have to have a think on a few things. So if you don't mind,
And
I
this is
will-
why we,
I
yeah.
will leave and go to another room.
well, at least we got that over with. Right. All right. Now I can get
I'm
to
sure
work.
Sage will be fine with it once she gets blood that's supplied with drugs in it.
Parker,
Sir.
come to my office, will you?
Yes, sir. On my way. He comes upstairs, and a moment later he arrives.
Now,
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but
So,
I've been listening to what you said. You know how we got motorbikes and you bought a motorbike business.
yes.
All right, I need your advice on something then.
I see. Yes. Go on. Spit it out.
How about we buy buildings, buy businesses that we need stuff from. Like you bought a bike shop to get bikes, right?
Yes. Yes. A
Well-
relatively small investment that was, to be fair. A few 100,000. You've gone silent.
What about occasionally
Hmm.
we actually buy businesses?
Well, yes. Indeed.
Yes, because
Such
now
as
we
Secura. What is the name of your company?
Sentinel Securities.
Sentinel Security was a business. I believe we purchased that to begin with, did we not?
Yes.
In the day, we've grown it since then. I have
Well,
another business. Have I told you about Imperial Leather?
yes, I know. I've got some in the shower, remember?
Yes. I currently, our stocks have gone up quite significantly in the last few months.
Okay, all right.
Fuck is the biggest purchaser.
Now, we will be buying eventually.
Yes.
Are we buying it from the Nosferatu, or are we sharing kind of with the Nosferatu, just to be clear?
Well, there's no exchange of money or goods.
Okay. We will be refitting a new base and home, because I'll live in it. That's where I'll live.
I see.
That'll be my... Okay. It will cost us money.
Will it?
So,
How much money?
well,
If the base itself is to be refitted, surely it won't cost that much.
that's what I want you to estimate once I get the details for you.
Right, very well.
Okay. We have to make it so we... I also would like... I have this other idea.
Oh dear.
I want another building where we take prisoners only for a short time.
You've been thinking very hard these last 2 nights, haven't you? Well, I've been busy.
Yes. Where we take prisoners, we strip them, make sure they don't have devices or anything, and then once we're sure of that, we bring them to the main base, this one that I will be getting refitted.
This new base.
Yes.
I see.
Yes.
For what?
So that if they get
purpose?
tracked, they won't be going directly to us.
I see. So a sort of filtration system, as it were.
Yes. Yes.
I see. I have the gist of that.
Yes.
I'll work on that then.
And the doctor and I also have another scheme ongoing.
I see. How have you been, Sage?
I left that room.
Oh, you left that room.
Yeah.
All right.
Fine, thank you. Just from the other room.
All right. Fair enough.
Yeah, thanks.
So all these things are the big thing I have to ask is if we open our hidden stocks of weapons and stuff, how much will we make?
Well, here's my question, sir. Presently, we have some cases about the place.
That's the word I was looking for.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, the question is, first of all, some of these stocks we may have to use to replenish our own supplies because we presently have lost a lot of our own equipment due to recent events.
Yes.
So after we've replenished our own supplies, and I'm not even sure that we can replenish all of our supplies, but we would definitely have to take at least 50% of those stocks for ourselves. And some of that, including ammunition. I mean, of course, we lost a massive cache of ammunition in that explosion at the complex recently.
Yes.
So we will have to replenish much of our ammunition, and we will need to be looking at further contacts and suppliers for the next. We had enough ammunition probably for 2 or 3 years at that point, and now we're going to need to replenish that. We have some weapons that we might be able to sell on. I don't think really we want to sell any of them originally. That was never the plan. These were not for selling, but for backups in case we needed them.
Yeah.
But we could sell some of them. We could be selective about it and so forth. You might want to look into who we have as far as clients are concerned. If you still have the old client lists somewhere.
Yeah, I got it right here, and that's the next thing I was going to ask you.
Right.
Have we got clients that are behind on their bill?
No, we don't have anyone behind. We don't allow people to get behind on their bills. They pay up front.
Okay.
They pay on delivery.
I thought as much.
Half up front, half on delivery. There's no credit when it comes to arms dealing.
Okay.
If you can't afford to, I mean, look, if someone's in a war and you're selling them guns, you don't give them time to get shot and never pay you.
Yeah. I just asked.
Fair enough.
Yeah. All right.
As far as clients are concerned, hang on, let me have a look at this list here. We've got, well, funnily enough, Ronnie Kraay, a bit of a small crook in that regard, and so much as he was looking for mostly assault rifles and ammunition, small arms, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So Yank was one of your clients.
Yep.
Actually, he might be willing to pay considerably. I don't know what's happening with him. I haven't been able to get hold of him lately.
No, he's gone missing.
I've got a Winston on this list. Tatiana, I believe I know who that is.
Yeah.
You have a Ventrue client named Jordan Drake.
Okay.
And a Tremere named Evelyn Underhill. And a Gangrel named Azariah.
Okay.
And then we have a number of small change chumps, basically. We're talking about minor street gangs and all of that sort of shit.
Right.
We mostly channel that stuff through Azariah, and Sonny the Yank actually sells to the street level gangs as well. So,
right.
Yeah.
All right. Who owes us favors? Anybody?
Well, the City of London owes us favors. I should think. The Primogen Council and the Prince.
I can but ask.
Also, what are you looking for particularly? Money? Is it money you need?
Money, yep.
Have you considered taking a loan from somewhere?
Well, I thought of taking a loan from Lord Ivanovich, actually.
I think that's a very dangerous idea. I imagine that the interest on such a loan might be very, very high. I have another thought, though. What about we make a little detour somewhere? I don't know, Switzerland, Cayman Islands, knock off a bank.
Knock off a bank. It's true. We could.
I mean, we saw it done recently, didn't we?
Yeah.
Here in London. I mean, I don't think we should do it here. I think probably we shouldn't do it anywhere Camarilla held. Somewhere where there's no vampires, preferably. It could be a bank, or you could come up with some other scheme or another. I mean, perhaps you know someone who can, rig the lotto numbers or something, whatever.
Yeah, bank looks like it. Yeah, it's not like it. I haven't done it before.
We are, he looks down at himself, he looks at his hand instrument, we are vampires, and it seems to me that we're not really taking much advantage of that fact.
That's the other thing I wanted to talk to you about, Parker.
Yes, sir.
I want you to think about it for a long time, but
Sir?
would you like to join the club?
Is that possible?
That is possible. I'll go to the prince to ask him myself if that's what you want to do.
Can I call something?
Out again?
Yeah, Parker already knows that he has permission.
Right.
Yeah, but does that permission stay there, or do I have to renew it?
No, Bishop doesn't know about it.
Okay.
I put this in Parker's hands.
Okay. Well, sir, I probably should tell you
What?
that according to our dear friend Sage, permission has already been granted for my embrace. I'm not exactly sure what that entails as far as who might be my sire if that was to go ahead. But you should talk to her about it. And the answer, sir, would be yes, of course. What kind of idiot wouldn't take up such an opportunity? I must admit I do like the daylight, but I spend enough time with you and the others to appreciate the opportunities afforded. Although I will have to say, I'm not sure that the operation is going to manage to maintain itself with me around, not during the day. Who's going to be there to organize Alan and the rest of those goons that you've employed?
And he does laugh. He does laugh.
I have to find some very strict retainers of my own. Eh? Although I must admit, John's not bad. Your friend Philippe, he's got a good eye.
Yeah, true. Philippe's got a good eye, but he is an artist.
He's an artist.
So you don't want to be embraced by me then?
I didn't say that at all, sir.
What
I never
you
said that. I said you need to speak to Sage because she has the particulars on the permission details.
Oh, I see. Sorry, it's been a long
I
night.
don't believe that there was any sire actually connected to the request, although I could be wrong. Out of game, am I wrong about that?
Oh,
No.
I asked, saying that he'd benefit from a Bruges
Right.
sire.
I don't think there was anything specifically defined.
Because Bishop was. So
Out of game, Parker wouldn't allow anyone else to embrace him, except for Bishop. He's bloodbound to Bishop.
Okay, so
But at that point, when I asked, Bishop had died.
That's
So-
right. Bishop had
yeah,
died at that
but
time.
I had died, so that's why Bishop is not doing his nut at the moment.
That's why I was like, it would make sense for him to be a Bruja.
Right. Now that
Because of
Bishop's
Bishop.
back, it might occur to you, even Sage, that maybe the prince might have changed their mind, having given that he's come back again and the situation has changed and the whole premise of that request is now different. But
Yeah.
it's worth checking in. You wouldn't want to just go.
Has-
vampire
That's
without
true.
knowing. All right, I'll leave it to you guys.
Has, what's his name? The other
Who are we talking about?
Raya. Is it
Raya.
Raya?
Yeah.
Raya, yeah. Raya, my other child.
Yeah.
She started her own little band of.
Well, yes, she's presently I understand she's ghouled a number of our mercenaries, a number of our people from what's left of Sentinel.
Okay.
So she has a small squad that she has in training now. She's turning them into, shall we say, hunters of the night, hunters of the blood. In fact, you know what I mean.
Yes, I understand what you mean.
Basically, she's making a ghoul squad of, vampire hunting ghoul squad.
Because I think this is the best time to ask the prince, because we need more enforcement, so to speak.
Yes,
We
and
need
no
more
doubt,
people. Yeah.
no doubt, there's been a number of casualties already amongst the city, so
Yes.
the number of vampires will probably have dropped. That being said, I suppose the herd has dropped as well, the feeding population. So you'll
So you'd be all right with it then?
be all right with it, sir. Of course, yes.
All right. You better start looking for your replacement.
Yes, sir. I'll get right on that then. And he turns around and walks out. Gets to the door. Is it anything else, by the way? Just had me thinking.
Not that I can think of.
All right. Give me a call if anything comes up. He leaves. All right. Sage, what are you doing?
I think I have gone to another room, and I'm going to, I know that Uther said 3 nights he needed some time for himself, and he's had that. So I'm going to have a chat to him via my little mirror.
Sage.
Yes, that's me, Uther. I'm sorry. How's your ritual?
Yeah, all is well.
Okay, good.
Presently.
Well,
She'll be returning to London soon.
I'm glad, because Alan could do with a bit of help when it comes to thaumaturgy, and I thought maybe you'd be the one that would be able to give him a hand. I don't have the tools in order to teach him the first level. The blood samples. Anyway,
He will need to have gone through a period of probation before I can begin teaching him anything.
Okay, we'll work on that once you get back.
Yes.
Now, I'm a little bit concerned about our dear doctor friend.
See.
Because there was a time where he was doing so well. He was really nice to people. And, when he was talking with you, he'd come over.
And run out.
Maybe.
Perhaps he has had reason to utilize it early. But he's not contacted me about that. But then again, I have been out of contact.
He's doing dubious things, and apparently
He
was pretty upfront with it. But then I'm not entirely sure everything was said. Okay, so I don't know if I should tell you. Maybe he should tell you this.
Well, unfortunately, you cannot put him on the line.
That's true. Okay, so yeah, he was mentioning something about selling information or something. I don't know. It was really dubious. Even Brutus mentioned that, and he said something about a labyrinth and
Labyrinth.
and about deception, but I'm not sure where
Why
all
were you
this.
speaking to Brutus?
I was with Bishop
Why
as
was
he was
Bishop
trying to
speaking to Brutus?
business ventures.
Business ventures with the Nosferatu do not tend to go well.
Well, I mean, I could try telling them that, but I don't think they'll listen.
I have a question for you.
What's that?
Do you recall the blue ichor?
I do. That was fun.
I'm glad you thought so.
Hmm.
Now, there is a cache of that very ichor back at the house. If you ask Benjamin about it, he will find it for you. I want you to introduce our friend the doctor to the ichor.
Right.
Afterwards, I shall assist your friend, Dr. Shipman, in the construction and, not construction, what's the word? Production of ichor. I believe he would be most suitable a candidate for the procurement of certain components of the ichor.
Okay, I'll bring this up to him. And about this, can you make sure that he's back to being that good doctor he was?
Indeed, I shall.
Okay, thank you.
This. Understand something, Sage.
Hmm.
You've heard of the prophecy that I've spoken of many times now, yes?
Yes.
And you
many
know that I
times.
cannot speak much of it because by speaking of it, there is a very strong possibility of altering the future.
Yes, I understand.
Thus, it must be largely kept secret. However, I will tell you this. There will come a time when the world begins to change rapidly and unalterably, inexorably. During this period which we shall hypothetically speak of as Gehenna, the doctor has a part to play in the prophecy. It is instrumental to us that he is kept alive and close and on our side.
All right. Why do I feel like he's going to be the big evil? You're like in the movies. Oh, I should stop speaking. I'm sorry. Please. I'm only joking.
Yes, I see. I'm very amused, by the way. Nonetheless, speak to Benjamin, locate the cache, introduce the doctor to the ichor, show him its use, and teach him what you know. I will be back in just a few days, as soon as I can, perhaps faster, I cannot be sure. There are fluid circumstances about what I am presently engaged in that cannot be necessarily so easily predicted. But I will return as soon as possible, whereupon I will solve your problems. But I tell you this, as long as the doctor is engaged with the ichor, I believe that he will be less likely to present any problems, at least not on the material plane.
All right. I'll introduce him. I know he'll love it.
I suspect so. I have concerns that it may cause more instability.
Oh, that would be a problem, wouldn't it?
That could be a problem. However, I shall return with another cache of the Master's blood.
Thank you.
That will, I believe that will iron out any issues in the future. The ichor may also have the opposite effect. It may stabilize him and give him a new sense of purpose and understanding that may alter his reality in a way that he's less concerned with, well, some of the trivial things that he is presently distracted with.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for your advice.
Yes.
I'll bring it to him now.
I am curious about this maze you spoke of.
Mm.
And this, did you say regarding that?
Yeah, a labyrinth.
Hmm.
Nothing that they've said so far really matched up when it came to that, but
The labyrinth would not be the labyrinth within the mountain of initiation.
I don't know.
He has not been speaking to others of this, has he?
I can't tell you that, I'm afraid.
Perhaps you can find out via a subtle method. Do not press him on it. Do not confront him with it. He will become perhaps defensive if he is, in fact, deceiving us.
Oh,
Beware,
I'm not
Sewage.
sure.
I must explain to you if you do not already know. Dr. Shipman cannot be bloodbound.
Right.
The vernacular
Okay.
never worked for him. This is why he is excluded from the ritual.
Okay. Thank you for letting me know.
Trust this, however. The master's powers of domination and persuasion maintain his loyalty and our trust. Further, as I say, the prophecy speaks of him. He is instrumental to the future. I do not believe that he would betray the Order of Mars. I should add that he has spent time learning the path of Mars. His understanding of that path has brought him to new understandings of the world and his place in it. I would like you to cement that place with his introduction to the Ica.
I can do that.
Very well. Good night. Then.
Thank you. Good night. I hang up. I don't know. And then I'm going to go find Dr. Shipman.
All right.
Here, Doctor. Here, Doctor. Where are you? Here, boy.
Hello?
Hello.
Oh, hello.
Guess what?
You're going to help our business venture.
Something better than that. I'm going to introduce you to the most coolest drug you'll ever be on.
Drugs.
Drugs. Oh, something. It's kind of similar.
What is it? I'm not the.
It's not. Don't worry. It's nothing anybody would have heard of, and was it the FDA or whatever? They'll never get their hands on it.
It's not FDA approved.
Well, it's not disproved. So.
Oh well.
It's never been banned. It's not a
Can't argue with that. Hasn't even been tested by the FDA.
Yep. So.
Can't ban something you've never heard of.
All right. What is it?
Well, you're going to come with me to visit Benjamin. And out of game. Should I bring Bishop?
Yeah.
Sure. Oh, and I'll also bring Bishop.
Well, I want to know what this is first. I'm not. Well, actually, no. I'll come with you.
Excellent.
I can't get that ruddy song out of my head, Parker.
Song, sir?
Heal the world. Make it a better place.
Oh, God's sake.
No, you can't sing too much. You'll get copyrighted.
I've changed my mind. I don't want to become a vampire anymore. Eternity of that just sounds like hell.
You want to be a vampire?
Oh, did Bishop not speak to you?
No, I was
Couldn't find her.
on a call.
Oh, I see. Well, I'll leave you alone then so you can have that conversation.
Wait, Parker.
How do you not think Parker wants to be a vampire?
And
I probably would have sensed this through all the invisible watching that I've.
Because he loves food.
I do like food. That's true.
as I ran through the darkness of the jungle.
I
Now,
don't
when
wanna,
we
I don't
went
wanna
on
bring
that
my
date, you were
psychology
so-
degree here, out here too. You know.
When we were on that date, you were so enthused about the food and the wine and everything.
Yes, well,
You won't be able to have that opportunity when you're a vampire.
won't I?
Well, I know
Different kind
of
of
few,
food
I know
that
of a
he's
few
already
people
addicted
that
to.
do like still eat food.
Sage, this is my lunchbox. He opens up his bag and he takes it out. And he
Don't peruse.
takes out his lunchbox from his bag and he opens it up. He says, "This is an egg. Would you like to suck it
Sure.
Parker!
No.
Oh.
No. What? I am going to bop him on the head.
He tosses that at you to catch.
Okay.
You can probably catch it. You're a vampire.
Right.
You're super clever. All right. Anyhow, what
Here's
Is it
happened?
a
It's back.
raw egg or a boiled egg?
It's a
I'm sure
boil.
you could afford
Okay.
better things.
What
in
what
life.
did you want, Songbird?
Oh, we're gonna go back to Uther's house. I
And-
want you to come with me.
Well, that seems like an opportune thing for you to do,
All right.
seeing as you wanted to talk to Sage anyhow, didn't you?
See, yeah, okay. All right.
Would you like me to drive you there?
Yes.
Excellent. I'll get the car around then.
You'll have to be in the front, Bishop, just in case we get pulled over, because martial law is still a thing. So
Right. So you guys,
You've got a badge too, you know.
you get-
yeah,
get-
I'm not very good at lying.
you jump in the car and Parker drives you back out to Uther's house. I'll give you 2 minutes to talk in the car.
So what
I
were you trying to
understand you
say?
went to the prince on behalf of Parker here.
I did.
And
When
what
you
did-
had died,
when I had died, yeah.
I was concerned that Parker deserved more than just being a retainer, and he was missing you a lot, and I thought it was well deserved. And I was
Parker, you
missing
were
a lot,
missing
and-
me?
Well, sir, yes, of course I was.
Oh, that's touching, Parker. That's touching. Yeah, go on. You were saying such?
So I asked the prince. I said that I would recommend Parker to be a vampire, and I said he'd make a wonderful bruiser. But that's sort of all as far as it went, and then he needed some time to think about it, didn't you, Parker?
Well, yes. I mean, it was
That's
all
sex noises.
it was all very sudden at the time and new, and the idea of
Yes, I'm playing this and having sex at the same time.
Yeah.
what are you talking about?
Multitasking.
1 minute. You've got 1 minute to get off my screen.
Yeah, to-
Anyway, so I don't know. If I were you, I'd probably ask the prince again. If that's what if you really want that, Parker, because at the time, Bishop wasn't around, and
I can sire you, Parker.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Shipman. I'll take that under consideration. I'll
Bread could sire you.
I guess you.
Bread. Have you not met Bread?
Let's not talk about.
the car swerves from
Let's not talk about that.
Imagine being
Accidentally-
sired by Bread.
Parker accidentally drives through a set of red lights and narrowly misses a London bus, which careens past at very close quarters. And sorry about that, so I was a little bit put out.
We'll keep it as second choice then,
But-
Parker.
I guess you have to decide. Like I know you like Bishop is the perfect person to sire you, but then you also have to realize what you're signing up for when you do get sired by a bruiser. So you know what they're like.
Parker,
Their,
you
their anger issues.
You want to get that egg again? She might need it.
I think so, sir.
Smash over your head, Bishop.
Listen,
It's
I think-
boiled.
I think, Sage, what Bishop is referring to is the fact that I've been a ghoul longer than you've been a human and a vampire put together.
I
He's old.
know. I know.
I do have some insights into the matter, but I'm very interested in your perspective and your point of view, and it's very touching that you think about these things.
I think honestly,
And we love you
lots
for
of
it.
people. There are lots of. I mean, Lord Thracius. I've never seen him get angry.
Have you spent much time around him?
And that's the way you want to keep it.
Not particularly, but
There you are.
I think either you could hide it well, or you can find ways to manage your anger.
I'm a very calm person. I'm sure I'll be different.
You're sure you'll be different. I'm also sure you'll be different.
Of course.
All right. Well, if you want to be a vampire, I've always been 100% into that. Like, I can't wait.
Russell,
Yes, sir.
I've already made the appointment with the prince.
You've already made the appointment. How did you
Yeah,
do?
because I want to. Well,
Text
that's
it.
why I was up in the main room.
Okay, so you've already called.
Yeah.
Right.
Andre
Yeah,
Besson.
but it won't be tonight. I mean, it's, for later.
Okay, so out of game. Next session we will cover meeting the prince. We will cover
We'll have to do
This is-
Blue Ica later because
Blue Ica after that, probably.
Luke has, the mini Luke, right? You'll have mini Luke next week.
Yes, but I'll probably be on later unless I fall asleep again.
Okay. Well, if you can get on later, we can do your Blue Ica sequence, which I think will be amusing.
Yeah, you'll love it.
You'll
You'll love
we're
it.
doing this session really just for you there, Luke. You really need to turn up.
Okay, I'll make sure I'm there.
Try and be there.
Hey,
Otherwise I'll-
Drug your child, all will be well.
So
I'm
first
just
half, we'll
asking a
cover
question. Has
Bishop done Blue Ica?
yeah?
No,
No?
not with
No,
us. It
not
was
with
Philippe.
Oh, it was Philippe. Okay. All right.
So you'll have to figure out what your little shadow dude is, and you too,
Good shade.
and you
Right.
too, Luke.
I'll tell you what,
What is this Blue Ica?
I'm gonna leave you guys out of game to talk about whatever you like, and if you happen to meta game about Blue Ica, then I'm not here to police that. So
I've already told you about this before, Luke.
I have a bad memory.
I'm gonna see you
Especially when
guys
you're
later.
drunk.
I'll see two of you on Monday night. And
Yep, I should actually be there on time.
oh, cool. All right. We'll see you then.
except
Is
a little
that
early.
tomorrow? That's tomorrow, eh?
Tomorrow.
Arrivederci.
Goodbye.
See ya.
Bye.
Adios, compadre.